All right, welcome to Bussin' with the Boys Football Weekend Recap, where we talk NFL, we talk college. We have Coach Marcus Freeman joining this episode, this show. As always, we are brought to you by and sponsored by the #1 sportsbook in America, proudly, the FanDuel Sportsbook. There are 2 games tonight, Texans against the Seahawks, and we've got a nice one on here, the Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions. Now, one thing FanDuel loves to do is give you options. You can decide your own fate. You can pick your own adventure. You can choose your own reward. FanDuel is giving all customers a choice of either 130% same-game parlay profit boost token or 2 25% live profit boost tokens. So maybe you'll take the 30% PBT and ride with us because we've got a solid same game parlay for you guys to tail every Monday night. That's Gibbs anytime touchdown, Rachaad White anytime touchdown, Baker Mayfield over 225 passing yards, and Jared Goff over 225 passing yards. Or maybe you'll take the 2 live profit boost tokens and cook up a next drive same game parlay. I am obsessed with these boys, betting live game, betting next drives, who somebody might catch a ball, catch a pass, you get a running back for 5 or 10 plus yards. Is it going to be a field goal, punt, or a touchdown? If you think you'll know what'll happen on the next drive, whether it'll end in a touchdown, punt, field goal, open the app, stack some player props, and build your bet exactly how you want. Just head to fanduel.com/bussin to download the app and get started. Hey. Heavy on the Lions.
Really?
Heavy on the Lions.
Heavy on the Lions. And I you know, my I'm sorry about the Falcons.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know what happened? Exactly what we talked about with the penetrating defense.
I didn't get to watch it. I can't wait to watch it.
The guy that I'll have to watch the entire film, but the game itself, defensive line pressure, because when you're going side to side as an offensive lineman and there's a 4-3, like you have to be super tight with your landmarks when you're running off the ball. It didn't look like they ran as much like Wanda and these outside zone 11. Like they were in 11 a lot, but it seemed like they were more or less like split zone type thing. And then that linebacker that took over for Fred Warner did his best Fred Warner impression.
Took it personal.
Was literally out there like the Grim Reaper, stalking, firing in there.
Which that fires me up, dude. I even saw him in a post-game presser saying he did hear all the noise. He felt a certain way about it. He showed up.
I mean, the backer that for the Falcons that you were hype on last week played pretty well. Again,
Caden Ellis. He's a good player.
He had a pick, had a sack.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Caden's a good player.
No, it just goes like Kyle Shanahan needs to be coach of the year. And I don't think it's really close at this point. Like there's nobody in the league doing more with less. He's got injuries all over the place. He's missing both of his defensive stars and leaders. He's missing essentially everybody on his offensive side of the ball other than CMC. They just got back George Kittle. But like the starting quarterback's out, you just paid $270 million. You're missing multiple wide receivers. Juwan Jennings played. But it's like, it doesn't matter who is there. Kyle Shanahan and his offense that he is running, they can literally beat anybody in the NFL.
Currently only 3rd in the coach of the year.
So
who's above him?
Todd Bowles. I mean, if they win tonight, like what they've been doing with all the injuries they've had. Look at Coach Vrabel.
See,
Vrabel's
what
second,
he's been doing with
Vrabel is
the
second
Patriots.
at plus 350. Shane Steichen, the Colts, plus 125.
That's another great one as well.
One.
Another great one. I just think like when I look at Todd Bowles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, my brain doesn't go to coaching. It very well should or could. It goes to Baker Mayfield as having an incredible year, and he is literally putting this team on his shoulders to elevate his team. And I look at the 49ers, I guess it's when your quarterback goes out and it's like, who are you going to be? Shanahan has adapted his offense in a way that I don't see really any other coach doing. Vrabel I like as well, but it's like, yeah, Drake May's got a lot of confidence and he's playing with like a lesser talented team than the rest of the league, but I still give Kyle Shanahan like the nod at this point in the year.
I don't think you're wrong in saying that just because he even said it in his presser after the game, but you have to win a certain way if you're the Niners, and it's got to be a collective with special teams, defense, offense, the game plan. If you're going to control the ball or whatever the keys are, you need all 3 phases to be in sync. And so it's a tip of the cap to him because he's been has been as creative as anybody on winning games a certain way, especially when they are absolutely counted out.
Yeah.
Versus the teams that they're playing, like with the Rams, Falcons, Like, he's been balling.
And also a lot of credit needs to give into CMC as well. Christian McCaffrey last year, he had both of those calves going on there. A lot of people, like just logic, would sit there and go, okay, this is probably the beginning of the end of the Christian McCaffrey we used to see before. But since these injuries have taken place, the one thing that has stayed kind of true is Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, and he has taken on a heavy load, like in the backfield, catching the ball, screens.
He's the best player on the field yesterday. People talk about Bijan Robinson. I want to say it was said on ESPN, but this is the Saquon Barkley of this year.
Yeah,
like this is somebody who's MVP caliber, everything else. It's like CMC was the best player on the field yesterday.
The best player on the field by far. I mean, you can't take it. Bijan still had himself. You see what Bijan is to that offense, but that offense is at full capacity. They have their starting offensive line. They have their wide receivers and everything. And Bijan just happens to be so good. It's like, regardless of all these weapons we have, whether it's Pitts or London or whoever, we got this guy that we can put into motion and, keep him off the ball 4 or 5 yards and just throw it over to him on the sideline and have 2 guys block, kind of, and have him make 3 guys miss and get 7 yards.
They were talking about that during the broadcast of the game last night, that in the offseason, Bijan hit up CMC just to pick his brain. They worked out together, but really to focus on that route running, like as a receiver. And so it was cool to see them compare the two, and then CMC still kind of like edge him out a little bit of like, I got this.
Yeah,
for
right.
real.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi still had some juice in the tank there a little bit when it came to Bijan Robinson.
Christian McCaffrey is number 6 in the NFL in receiving yards and number 11 in rushing yards.
That is
he's having a vintage Christian McCaffrey year right now.
No one's talking about it.
No one's really talking about the 49ers, where they're 5-1, right? 5-2. Yeah, excuse me. They're 5-2. I mean, they lost the first game of the year against Seattle. It's when all the injuries really took place. That game, you lose like 5 or 6 guys. But Shanahan, and I go back to that Thursday night football game against the Rams, where you have like offensive genius versus offensive genius. And that to me is when I was like, this needs to be coach of the year. And that really started like kind of fumigate in my brain a little bit, because it's what they're doing over there in San Francisco is special.
Yeah. Kyle Shanahan's daughter escorting him off the field. We have one from Zobo Fo Show. Tear Talk. Does being a girl dad make someone a better coach? Absolutely.
No question about it.
Proof's in the pudding right now.
Yeah.
Arguably, the best coaches are all girl dads.
Arguably.
Saban, girl dad.
Having girls push you into coaching.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Dude, I can't, honestly, it's, Colts are good.
Yeah, the Colts are really good at football.
I'm beside myself on thinking people that might be calling them overrated. You're seeing in the media a lot last week.
Who would do that?
Who would do such a thing?
They clearly haven't watched it.
And you know what?
They haven't watched them. They haven't watched Colts
You know what
football.
I hate? You know what I hate? I hate that for you.
Yes. We're not going to throw nobody.
No,
we're not. We're not
going to do anything other than that. But just know, and I want the public to know, that I hate it for you. I hate it for you. And it might not be the context of what you're thinking of right now. Because it is true, dude. The Colts, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, that offensive line. You even see Quentin Nelson having himself a little juice in LA yesterday. He's coming off the field. He's doing a little spin, getting the crowd hyped up for all the Colts fans that are actually there.
Yeah.
But, buddy, they don't miss right now. Their play action, incredible. Under center, amazing. Jonathan Taylor can find a hole even when there's not a hole. Good news is there's always a hole, because that offensive line is playing at an elite level. And then that defensive line, who have been kind of quiet for the whole year, they get themselves in the mix. They start putting pressures on Justin Herbert. Yeah, there's been a lot of guys that have been injured. Both tackles are out. I think they're on their like 18th and 19th tackle at this point. But the Colts took advantage of a situation. They saw where the injuries were, and they took advantage of that, and they put pressures on those bookends, and it really paid off for them. My LA Chargers pick is not looking good right now. I'd like to go on record saying if there were no injuries allowed, if we turn that off, I think it'd be looking pretty good right now.
That's a good point.
Herbert is number 1 in passing yards in the NFL right now.
Which is insane. He's number 1 in passing. Yeah.
Threw a bad pick in the end zone yesterday.
Yeah.
Threw a bad pick in the end zone.
They're trying to get one in that 2-minute drill right before half.
Yeah, he threw a bad pick in the end zone, but he is under. I think I'd like to see what his pressure rate is, how many times he's pressured, because I know there's not another quarterback that's taken more hits than him this year. And he's still fighting off defensive linemen like a man and ripping it over there every single time he can.
Yeah.
It is very impressive.
We have a Tier Talk here from Eva Unit _ on X. # Tier Talk. You know where this is going to go. You said the Colts were overrated at 5-1. Are the Colts still overrated at 6-1? Eva, they are not overrated. I was wrong, and I am sincerely so sorry. I am. I'm glad you said that. Like, I'm glad you said that. We're not going to sit here and say that they're I was forced into a situation. We're not going to say that.
Not going to say anything.
Not going to say anything. Not going to say anything. But I was wrong. I am sorry. I will do my best to make this right on national television this Thursday on Get Up in the Morning.
I think the question now becomes, are the Colts contenders? Like, is this a team we can look at and be like, this is a team that can actually win a Super Bowl this year?
That offense is insane.
Dude, their offense is, yes, we can definitely take that. Their offense is absolutely incredible. Their defense, like they don't get a whole lot of pressure, but they're very much bend, don't break. And they do a great job of scheming up the other offenses. They're very sticky in the back end of coverages. Their linebackers are flying around right now. And even though from a defensive line standpoint, they're not getting a lot of pressure, they are holding the gaps to where when there's really no run lanes between the two tackles, like they are playing very, very good football. I don't know very much about the special teams and all that, but they're a team that you look at.
Special teams, let me tell you, Amir Abdullah.
Yeah.
Kick return.
Shit.
Amir Abdullah in what year?
11.
10, 11? Yeah, bro. And he's got himself, I think he's got himself, the first game I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, Amir's on the Colts now.
Yeah.
He was scoring a touchdown like in the third or fourth quarter. But also he had a massive kick return yesterday to where I'm just a smile on my face thinking, this motherfucker, ageless, still doing it, still chip on his shoulder, doesn't matter what role he's in, nothing. The dude balls, man. Awesome. So yeah, there's an update for the
the Colts are contenders.
Special teams are nice.
Special teams are nice. I like that. I mean, they seem like they're going to be the team to win the South right now.
They are playing really well. And
Yeah.
Tyler Warren, I saw a clip of him going around blocking too. Some porn.
Something about football porn, man. Tight ends that can do it all for you. Tight ends still one of the more underrated positions in all of the NFL
The
right
Colts
now.
got some white boys that can, like Alec Pierce, number 14.
Yeah?
For whatever reason, he's just good for a 30-yard bomb every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
And just
With old Danny Dimes, or he's starting to get the nickname Danny Discount.
I'm pretty sure it was just Indiana Jones, no?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. I'll tell you what, it's about to be Indiana payday because that dude is going to get broke the fuck off after this season.
Hasn't he already been broke off before?
I think he signed a hundo for the Giants,
He
right?
got a big one with the Giants.
No, he got one with the Giants, and then
I think the Giants are still paying him.
yeah, he's you know who else got broke off twice for two different teams? Ryan Tannehill.
Ooh,
Ryan Tannehill
Yeah, he did.
took his team to the AFC Championship game.
He did.
That's what
He did. We have a tier talk here. Switch up the teams, the conversation. You heard it here first. John Gruden will be the Titans' next head coach. Hashtag tier talk from Hector, Hectoring 71.
Hectoring 71. Boys, Titans fans in the back, how do we feel about that? John Gruden, is that your guy?
I don't think it'll happen. It'd be obviously fun, electric for Nashville. I feel like someone on this bus said it, but was it you talking about how like he would not integrate well with most players? Like he would lock in with someone was saying how like you think he's gonna be like a great fit for it, but at the X's and O's, he's like kind of an asshole. Like if you don't get his scheme and play, like he kind of like you got to be all in or all out. I don't know how much truth there is in that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Gruden in Nashville give us a nice little bump, but the odds of it happening, I don't think are very likely.
Yeah.
But
Do you have a list yet, Jack?
I've said on Twitter, I mean, Joe Brady would be a fun one. But at the same time, it scares me to bring in an OC that has zero experience as a head coach the same way we just did with Callahan. So I don't think that would be the move. There's obviously the McCarthys and Kingsburys of the world kind of floating around there. So I don't know. I mean, you guys just talked with Marcus Freeman. Y'all were kind of like sprinkling that in there. I don't know.
I'm just hearing that Marcus Freeman is now getting an NFL job conversations.
Yeah. I mean,
And then who said that before we got in the bus that he was mentioned with the Titans?
Just somebody did.
JP said it. JP just did it. You just throwing that out there?
No, I mean,
No, he's seeing
dude,
conversation.
I literally saw it on Twitter. Like,
Okay. Oh, my bad. The thing that Joe Brady thing kind of makes me nervous if that is the path that the Titans want to go down, because I think they want to get an offensive-minded head coach. It's probably the smartest thing to do with the first overall pick. But Joe Brady, future friend of the show, great guy,
already friend of the show.
already friend of the show.
reps the gear, bought the gear at
Bought the gear. He's about it. He is the OC for the reigning MVP. And he's got a guy in Josh Allen that's like pretty incredible. Josh Allen can do things that I don't know if it's yet to be seen whether or not Cam Ward can do those things.
Yeah.
That makes me a little more nervous about that.
I think that's certainly something that could go against him is that he's been operating with Josh Allen, but he still has one of the best rushing offenses in the NFL with James Cook and the way that they mix it up. But you're right. But again, I still think Cam Ward is a bona fide QB in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, we can get into the Patriots, Titans, since we're already on the subject. That first half was extremely competitive.
First quarter was awesome.
First quarter was like, holy shit.
First quarter, we was up, baby.
We'll
Flipping the script.
First quarter.
How was it when Vrabel came into the stadium?
There wasn't like a whole like welcome back Mike Vrabel, and I was there pretty early. I usually go to like one of my friends' family's tailgate, and post Tennessee Bama loss, I truly didn't want to be around anyone, so I got in the stadium I think with like 38 minutes left on the running clock, and I'm just sitting in my seat, just kind of watching the guys warm up, doing that whole dance. But there wasn't like a whole like boo Vrabel or like big cheers. The big thing was I've been in many games in Nissan Stadium over the course of my life and seen many away teams take over. I truly don't think that there was a bigger takeover than there was yesterday with the Patriots fans, whether it's because like the Patriots had such a massive run, you know, in the Brady and Belichick era, because they just have fans in every market, or if it's because people want to support Vrabel. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like there are fans out there that might have just put on the Patriot gear for the day?
I think there are fans that like claim to be a Patriots fan, but like last year they weren't speaking up for the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like like now that they're 5-2.
And
yeah,
Drake
they're
May's
flying the
playing
flag.
well, yeah.
I mean, and I forget, like, those fucking massholes, they're pricks. So many people were so mean to me. I was literally in the bathroom peeing, waiting for a urinal to open up, and a guy looks back and goes, so, like, how bad is it being a Titans fan? And it's some, like, fucking 22-year-old kid in a Patriots jersey. I was like, well, you're here. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, just don't do this. Like, just piss and get out. And he's pissing, like, 2 away from me. And I'm done. But I see him go, and I'm like, I'm going to just hold my dick for a sec and let him scatter out. I kind of do one of those glances over. He's waiting. He's not washing his hands. He's waiting. And I'm like, oh, he wants to say some other stuff. So the Titans, like how every NFL one is, there's 2 entrances. There's an entrance and exit. I go out the entrance to try and avoid him. He hawks me down. And silver lining, he's like, hey man, you work for Bussin, don't you? He's like, dude, I appreciate what y'all do so much. He's like, my Tuesday mornings, my whole routine revolves around your show. And like, it was a full 180. And he's like, hey, sorry for like bringing up like the fan base. He's like, I've lived in Nashville for 3 years now. And I was like, all good, bro. Like, we had like a good combo, and it was nice. So other than him, pretty much
he saw the reaction he got. He's like, oh man, Jack,
I mean,
he really fumbled that because he saw, he's like, oh shit, that's Jack
this
McPherson
was the third quarter. This
trying to poke you a little bit.
Like going into half, we immediately get a fumble and they score, and then they get another score. And so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, hey man, like kick a dude while he's down, sure.
He might be thinking he might get some banter from you, like, hey, how bad is it being a Titans fan? You're like, oh, but then he realized like, oh, they're crumbled.
No, I was about to get pissed off. Like, I wasn't drinking and stuff, so I was about to be like a sober, just like stern, like fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
But he ended up being a really nice guy.
Clear-minded,
Shout out Brendan.
tell somebody to go fuck themselves.
Shout out Brendan. He ended up being a cool guy. But yeah, it's a tough day. Nashville always is. It was just a tough weekend as a Tennessee.
It was a tough weekend for Jack McPherson.
I was happy that last night I was watching the Sunday night game, and I ended up just like carving pumpkins, which was a nice kind of just reset. I needed to just get away from sports, just like get grounded and then watch.
Have some gratitude.
Yeah, just try and remember the
smell
good
the
times.
flowers for a second.
So I don't know who's going to be the next coach. If it's John Gruden, you would hear 0 complaints from me. It would be electric. I just don't know if John Gruden's going to come back into the NFL again.
A guy that I love for it, Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
I think
also, you know, you see what he did when he's OC, goes to be Atlanta's, and then he goes to Pittsburgh, and now he's OC, and it's like, does he make?
That's why I like it. Because
you like him coming back to be
I like
coach.
him going back to a coach. Very rarely do you see, not very rarely, but a lot of times you see a guy being a coordinator. He becomes a head coach. It doesn't work, but they learn a bunch of lessons through that process. They go back to being OC, establish and show that they are still very good at their job, become a head coach again, and then they can put the correct pieces around them to help them where they failed before.
Yeah.
And I think Arthur, knowing the franchise, understanding it's a very unique franchise, right? The medium market is pretty bad. You're not having like you're not going to have all of the resources in the world, but he's lived it, he's been through it, and he's worked through it from like essentially a GA position all the way to coordinator, then leaving. So I think you need a guy to understand the type of franchise you're walking into, and that's why I think Arthur's a great fit for it, because he has the Atlanta experience to be like, hey, this is where I went wrong, and this is where I can get better. And when he was in Atlanta, he really didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Now he has a place to have a quarterback. If you look at the Steelers game, Steelers versus the Bengals, obviously didn't go the Steelers' way. We talked about the way the Atlanta Falcons run 11 personnel wide zone. There's not a team in the league that's running 12, 13 personnel wide zone better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are running, the plays we would run would be 19, which would be your 12 personnel, your Quattros, your Zaps, your Zorros. All of those are kind of the same play with a little extra something on it, every single, a little extra motion or something. He does an amazing job of calling those plays and knowing the rotation and when to get in and out of those plays. I'm very impressed with his play calling right now. Very impressed with what's going on and utilizing like the pieces he has at the Steelers right now.
You need this convo to be like a slow burn. You don't want him to be peaking right now. You want the Steelers to
right the ship, take over this division because it's still their division to lose. Tough loss against the Bengals. Defense, man. It's nuts. We actually, here's a Tier Talk right here from JPEJ08. Tier Talk is a Steelers defense actually ass. It's like, I don't want to say that because they have a lot of dudes. They have a lot of names for sure.
A lot of names, a lot of dudes. Like you got Highsmith, you got Watt, you got Hayward, you got Cole Holcomb, Patrick Queen, Jalen Ramsey. You got all these guys. It's the highest paid defense in the league. But as it stands right now, it's like, bro, they need more out of that defense. Right now, they are ass. Like they're going to have to complement that offense well because the offense can move the ball. Aaron Rodgers out there slinging goddamn rock. Run game is very well. That massive ass tight end.
Yeah, Darnell Washington. Hey, he's tipping the Toledos at 320 right now, I heard.
Really?
320 pounds.
Dude, that is a monster of a human being out
there. And also, they run extra tackles. So they have 6 offensive linemen in the game with him.
They need more of that defense, man.
They need more.
You can't drop that game against the Bengals. Hats off to Joe Flacco.
And it's the same
off to Joe Flacco.
when you watch the Seahawks game they had a few weeks ago, and we were kind of going over when they're in man coverage and they have the 2 safeties, and one safety is supposed to knock off one and kind of stay with the receiver. Yeah. And there was a guy in the back of the end zone that ended up catching a touchdown. These same problems are happening again. It's not guys being bad at football. It's just blatant miscommunications that are taking place in this defense to where it's like, yeah, you have talent. All the names you just said are good football players, but there's something going on, especially in the back end of that defense, where they are just not on the same page because there are guys wide open. The fact that you have Jamar Chase set, was it a league record or his personal record targeted and receptions in a game? But you get through the second quarter of that game, you go and make at the very minimum halftime and go, hey, let's just take away this guy. And he was running free on multiple occasions. Times where you're just like, bro, how the fuck is he still open? You see it in the TV copy, but you also see it when you break down the film. It's like this dude, guys think other dudes are coming in to take over and they're bailing into certain other areas of the defense. And either this guy's bailing too soon or this guy's not coming over. But this guy, he has 5-6 yards of space in between when he's catching the football. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, that is one of the best players in the NFL. And you have a 42-year-old quarterback who is throwing the ball probably as good as he ever has. Yeah. Like 2016.
I just love seeing how much fun that really both of them are having at that age. It's like the WD-40 was out, Thursday Night Football. They're slinging the rock. They had over what? They have over 600 yards together?
Just under 600.
Just under 600. I would disagree. I would disagree that they're both having fun. I mean, how many times did it go over to Aaron Rodgers just chewing somebody's ass out right after a play?
No doubt. But when a play is made, hey, and then the tackle that jumped on him after the touchdown.
Oh my God.
Imagine
What
if he had injured him.
Right. And people are like,
he knows that. He's like, I'm a gust of wind away
people are
from
like,
being hurt.
Aaron's being too much. It's like, no, bro, you have to get up and be like, dog, I'm fucking old. Like, what are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Would have been a penalty if it was a defensive player jumping on him.
Dude, it's like going up to an old dog and be like, hey. It's like that dog's gonna yelp eventually. Like you need to leave the dog alone.
It's if in real time Taylor did this, if Taylor did this to me now, I would be just like Aaron. I'd be just so mad. Like, bro, you know my fucking
It's
back is
happened
fucked
too.
up.
I'm pretty sure that's happened in the last 3 weeks. But no doubt, like, and this cat 77, which by the way, he played a great football game against the Bengals, even though the Bengals pass rush sucks. I would 100% be this guy to Aaron Rodgers and get chewed out. I get so juiced up after a play, I'm like a dog wagging his tail. Hey, how are we doing? He's like, get the fuck off me. What are you doing? Just knocks him over.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a cat. Don't fucking pet him.
Don't pet him. Like when he wants food, he'll fucking leave between your legs for a second.
Yeah.
Other than that, leave him alone. He hits his Mario. He's excited. Look at this.
Bro.
Oh my! And he finishes the tackle too, which is just crazy. Just crazy. But then you got Joe Flacco on the other side, who knows he's just on borrowed time. Like Aaron Rodgers, smarter than everybody else, professor at MIT. Somebody said that in the stream last week. He's a guy that's like, he knows he could probably still win a Super Bowl. But Joe Flacco's like, borrowed time, don't care, I'm going to sling it. He's got these weapons on the perimeter now. He's like, fuck it, let's see what happens out here.
I think Joe knows he can still be nasty and elite. Not like I'm here with a massive chip on my shoulder. I love it, all of his perspective to where he's like, all of his family's there. Like they understand the moment he's still in. But Joe Flacco can, if the defense for the Steelers, they do not get halfway better, like decent, that North is going to get interesting because Joe can get the ball out fast. His timing is really good. They have weapons on the outside. Ravens are still sitting there. What are the Ravens? 1-5?
1-5.
They're still like right now.
Lamar Jackson back.
It is the Steelers' division to lose. But if the Ravens just start to get spicy, Browns are done. Browns ain't making it.
Browns won last week.
I know, but they're
done.
Dude, I'm telling you,
They beat the
ain't
Miami
making it.
Dolphins.
It's gonna be interesting between those three teams, with the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Steelers.
Yeah, the Miami Dolphins, dude. They're all pulling up to the game with handicap stickers on their rearview mirror. Like that team is done.
They did win.
They won. Their defense got like 20 points in fantasy. It was crazy. Adam.
Is Joe the best Joe on the Bengals?
Oh, is there a quarterback controversy taking place in Cincinnati right now?
One of them can get the ball out. The other one maybe holds on to it a little bit too long.
Maybe a spot for Spencer Rattler to get up there and fix the situation.
I say all this to say, forget about Rattler's 3-interception game. He could fit in great.
Dude, how are we feeling about everybody but Klump? How are we feeling about the Philadelphia Eagles right now?
I have to watch the game. I didn't watch the game. I'm sitting there kind of like pissed off following it on the ESPN app because that was another game that I loved. Vikings beating the Eagles, and now I'm coming out of
Eagles
it.
beat the Vikings.
I'm thinking this is a game I love. Vikings beating the Eagles, and then to come out of it, see AJ Brown's getting touchdowns, Jalen Hurts like a perfect passer rate, the most bizarre like head spin zone that I'm in. I have to watch the tape before I have an opinion, but it just seems like they handled business. It seems like the Eagles handled business. The conversations that took place a couple weeks ago, they didn't come to fruition until this past weekend against the Vikings. But maybe the Eagles are back. I don't know.
Jalen was on fire.
Jalen still...
And again, Saquon didn't really have
3.1 yards per
fantasy
carry.
football liability for me right now.
Bro, I'm pissed.
Shout out Saquon, though, because somebody was saying this in the pre-pro meeting. Klump was saying this where they asked Saquon Barkley about him having an off day, and he's like, our quarterback just had a perfect pass rating. Like, why are you even talking to me about this?
Team.
Like, we won.
Team.
Like, that's a guy right there.
But it seems like they won in such a way offensively to where every conversation that was boiling and starting to crack the surface and everything else, like the fall was going to happen. It seems like they played and won in a certain way to where they just shut everybody up.
So here's my takeaways.
Yeah.
Here's my takeaways from that game. I think Jalen Hurts played a very good game. There's still throws that he had, kind of weird what Orlovsky was talking about. He has throws right in front of him, but he's waiting so long to pull a trigger because of the risk aversion. But a lot of these plays that he was able to get A.J. Brown on his touchdown, has a couple reads, breaks out of the pocket, extends the play a little bit, and then sees A.J. and puts it in the perfect spot. Devontae Smith, multiple plays in the middle of the field, wide open, nobody else around him. So yeah, Jalen Hurts played a great game. My favorite series of that game was the 4-minute drill that took place to ice the game, because Carson Wentz, he 100% was pressing. You could see that he was trying to beat the Eagles. It was a very personal game, and obviously he had his role with the Eagles. He ends up getting, Nick Foles takes over. He goes somewhere else. But people forget that Carson Wentz was on the Chiefs last year when the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles. So this is more personal than personal. He's pressing the ball down the field. But the 4-minute drill, they run the ball a couple times. They have very little success to where you're thinking, oh shit, the Vikings are going to be able to come back and maybe Carson Wentz has the series
I
he
did
wants.
see like in highlights, they were talking about, I think I caught a moment of that game. They were talking about just missed ops that the Vikings had.
Missed up. Well, they had a pick 6. They had, he threw 2 picks in the game.
But he also, the field goal, they couldn't score in the red zone.
Right. They couldn't score in the red zone. Defense, from a cornerback standpoint, they stood up pretty well. But that 4-minute drill, they run the ball once. It doesn't go their way. I think they get 1, maybe 2 yards. The next play, they run the classic as classic gets, A.J. Brown slant. Jalen Hurts throws it behind him to where it's like, what a horrible missed throw. Now stops the clock. And you're like,
I saw that. I saw that highlight.
So you're sitting there like, yeah, this is when you're thinking, oh my God, the Vikings are about to take over and Carson Wentz is going to will his team into a W right here. Then the next play, A.J. Brown slant, go. And the corner bites on the slant, which all of us would. But it was an incredible play call. Goes, AJ gets it, and that's the end of the game.
That's when I was yelling at my TV. I saw that last part.
It was right there, man. You're like, I still have question marks about the Eagles, though. Like the offensive line is still they're not blocking very well. What I did notice though is they played the game from more under center. So they're like kind of hearing the noise and adapting to the noise a little bit. And hearing Drew Brees talk about being under center and how that much changes everything, like really makes me think, okay, this needs to be an under center team more often than not. So it'll be interesting. That whole division is kind of wild too, because you look at the Cowboys Commanders. Everyone thought that game was going to be really close.
Bro, Cowboys, I can't wait to watch that one.
Dude, their defense,
DFF.
way more man, way more disguise. Like it was, like I'm thinking to myself, like,
You think Eberflus is watching Willie Boy?
I think Eberflus is watching Willie Boy on Thursdays, and he's like, oh, this team, like, because I mean they put up 44 points, bro. They put up 44 points as an offense, and the question mark that we had about George Pickens, is he going to be okay with CD?
Saw that he had a lot of receptions.
Buddy, it was amazing. And it was Pickens was making catches that's like, oh, I see why people say he's the most talented wide receiver in the world. Like little to no separation, catching the ball. Dak Prescott's putting it right in the bucket at times. And yes,
bro.
Yeah, bro. He was running like this, boop, and it was sick.
I saw a post on X too, and I'm kind of about it. Do whatever you can. Fuck the picks. Figure out a way to get Max Crosby or
Trey Hendrickson,
not Hendrickson,
Myles
Jeffrey
Garrett?
Simmons.
Apparently, okay. So I saw a tweet the other day.
I saw that, and like it's obviously it's on X. It's somebody like trying to play a game, whatever else. But I am thinking like, yeah, bro, go get somebody on that defensive line and go all in to win the Super Bowl this year because they have the offense to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they? 3-3-1.
Yeah.
3-3-1 right now, and I'm not buying the Eagles. I love the Giants' moxie and energy.
Giants got something happening.
They
right
got
now,
something happening right now. I don't think they're going to be contenders this year, but I do what I think happened is Dable has saved his job.
Yeah.
Because you
have, no matter how the year goes, I think Dable's got to stay there, bro.
Yeah, he's got to stay there because you can't run into a situation you're like with the Titans where you go and draft a quarterback, you have an offensive guy, it doesn't work out. Now who are you going to get now? Was he the guy? Was he not the guy? That whole thing, that song and dance. Dable. They don't have Malik Neighbors, and bro, they're still against that Denver Broncos defense, moving the ball, not only getting chunk plays, but like sustaining drives. It was very, very impressive watching them.
And Jackson's got it.
He's got it, bro.
Jackson's got it. He's going to continue to get better. Even Sean Payton after the game, he was talking about how he was talking to maybe the GM of the Giants, and he's like, I was hoping you guys were going to hold on to him way past our game and stuff, but just getting the tip of the cap from somebody like Sean Payton as well. Like Jackson Dart's
just
good,
Russell
bro.
Wilson taking a crazy stray right there. That's just nuts, dude.
I did see one tier talk earlier. I think Klump's name was in it.
As you're looking for
we'd
it,
love
is
to see
Dak the best quarterback right now?
Oh, here we go.
I mean, yeah.
I think so.
I mean,
Bro,
there's
he's gotta be.
the argument's definitely there.
Because it goes, where does your brain go?
Dude,
It goes to Matt Stafford. It goes
Patrick
to Baker
Mahomes.
Mayfield. It goes to Patrick Mahomes.
I think Drake May's in the not like best in the league, but
Bro.
Drake is starting to ascend in these
On
conversations.
passes over
He throws
30
a pretty
yards.
ball.
Passes over 30 yards. Drake May is throwing at 75% right now.
Sammy D.
Sammy D. Like this is a great year for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes out there.
Here's the tier talk. This is from _ Jack McPherson. This is from Jack, not a burner. Thank you for tapping into the tier talk, Jack. Is Klump the biggest fraud at the office? # tier talk.
And the only answer is yes. And so to give a little context, you'll have your time, I promise. Klump before the season was like, dude, him and his family relocated here from PA. He was like, we're going to be Tennessee fans. Like, we're joining. And then all year long, he's been teetering, and he's here and he's there. And then 2 weeks ago, he said on our live stream that he was going to do a verbal commitment to his fandom for the rest of his life. And he's
college football.
He's wearing a Tennessee hat when he made this statement last week. He comes into the stream last week, again, doesn't stand on the word. You see me wearing this Alabama jersey? I honor my commitments and my bets. Klump says he's going to make a commitment there, doesn't do it at halftime. He sends a written notes app after Tennessee loses to Bama saying that he will be joining the Florida Gators in there, living in Tennessee. He's going to choose one of our biggest rivals. And I just don't know at this point if it's just a bit, if it's all for the fun and stuff. But me and Klump are co-fantasy managers. And I told him before this, I go, just know my heart is no longer with this team for the rest of the year. I don't care.
Jack said everybody's on the block.
Yeah.
It's a fire sale. Throw us some trades, whatever you want. I'll consider it. But
also going into that, so last week whenever we were having that little dust up at the shop on what real fandom is, and Matt Malone being a casual, all these conversations are taking place. There's arguing going on. And I was aware of Klump saying he was going to commit this weekend to his college football team. And at the time, he's kind of asking my thoughts. Hey, how would you, like, I kind of want to be a Vanderbilt Commodores. Like, my kids, like, we're all here. They're going to grow up. We're going to be in Nashville. Like, I think it'd be fun. Would you respect me as like a Vanderbilt fan? I was like, bro, I think you'd be in the Caterpillar stage, but it wouldn't be like, oh, you're a diehard Vandy fan. It's going to take a couple of years, everything else. But if you know the roster inside and out, and that's how you want to do it with your fam now that you're here in Nashville, and your kids are going to grow up Vandy fans and all that, I'm thinking, yeah, bro, you can for sure be a Vanderbilt fan.
I would have respected him taking Vandy 100 times more than him taking Florida, because it makes sense.
The Florida one came out of nowhere. Even when the argument started happening kind of after the stream.
Napier, and he's like, oh, it's going to be a new era, and it's the first time the Vols play Florida on the back end of the season, so he knows that Klump claims that he didn't know Tennessee and Florida were rivals, but I guarantee he knows that we play them in 3 weeks.
That I would buy that, because again, that the Florida thing came out of nowhere. When we were talking last week, I was like, oh, he's wanting to know if it's cool if he becomes a Vandy fan. I'm like, dude, absolutely. Like, no one's gonna say like you're diehard right out of the gate, but if you're here and you're invested and go to a couple games
in proximity, it's the closest school. They're doing well. Like, you'd get a little flack from it being like, oh, they're finally good. They're whatever.
People are gonna say bandwagon, but it's like, as long as you're staying a Vanderbilt guy and your kids are here and you're like wanting to take them to games, I'm like, oh yeah, I'd respect that. Like, you're not going to be in the diehards yet, but it's going to take a couple of years. But absolutely, I think that's a good move.
He's never taken his kid to a Florida game. That's just
the Florida post in our group chat was wild to me, because I'm like, bro, why didn't you commit to Vanderbilt like you said you were going to? Because they just had a massive win against LSU. Like, it would have been perfect for you.
And then earlier in the shop, he tried to like double back, and he's like, well, dude, it was just a verbal commitment. And I go, you literally wrote a presser on your commitment. Quite literally the opposite.
He's a high school football recruiting sicko.
Yeah, and he
won't do any of it on camera.
Please respect my decision.
And so you can
respect my decision.
Yeah,
it's so funny. After all that, I went on my phone and texted Jack a bunch of texts about trades. Came back to it. You guys were still shitting on him, and he just goes, "Respect my decision." What do you have to say?
You can't give any players to Taylor.
All I have to say is focus on who the next head coach of our football team is going to be moving forward. Billy Napier, thank you for everything you've done for Florida, but we are focused on the next head coach at the University of Florida.
So you're officially a Florida Gator.
Who do you want?
Who do I want as the next head coach of the Florida Gators?
Time out. Are you officially a Florida Gator?
I would like to officially commit to the University of Florida. I will be a Florida Gators fan from here on out. I will live and die for the Florida Gators.
This reminds me of that kid. I don't know if he like committed to Georgia and his mom was all about Alabama. Yeah, she like gets him and walks away. This has got that energy written all over it.
Klump,
Oh, is she?
obviously they play Tennessee in a few weeks, but is this like it's on fire, buy low, get in while the chaos is happening? What's the thought process behind this?
Yes. No
Because
portal.
I am kind of like, I don't understand why not Vandy.
My college football fandom, obviously we all know, has been kind of a weird thing, but when I was no longer a Penn State fan, I did actually like the Florida Gators with Tim Tebow and stuff. So there's like some
everybody like
So that's what I
even
mean.
Jack
So
like
I
Tebow.
Respect Tebow.
I'm answering the question.
You got something right here locally.
Yeah,
No,
but
hey,
I like
can
the
I be honest?
rebuild.
If you are Klump, why buy Vandy stock high? Because after this year, you lose Diego Pavia. Maybe people are talking about Clark Lee. He might be the man for a lot of these big jobs coming up right now.
Could be the next Florida coach.
It might be a good op. It might be a good op for you to go find a talented football team that's in the dumpster right now. And so then spin zone in a couple of years, you can sit there and be like, I've been on the Florida Gators since they fired Billy Napier.
And
This is
we
a
are-
long move for
we are
Klump
in the
that I kind of
content
can
business.
see it working for him right
the
now.
fact that me typing out a notes on an iPhone has led to this is a major win already as a Florida Gators fan. I am already 1-0.
Oh, you're
As a Florida Gators
you're a
fan.
sicko.
No, you're not.
Sicko of
you
chaos.
Made your commitment after the game.
My thought on
It's the
Vandy
game.
was
I'm
just
saying this is the game
I'm
within
with
the
you,
game.
I'm with
kids
you.
are here. Like you can clearly go to games throughout the year and have like fun
Man,
time.
Klump doesn't care about his kids.
It ain't
Klump
family.
cares about everybody in the office quietly hating him.
Yeah.
That's what Klump cares
Yeah.
about.
In
But
about
having something to dangle over them.
In about 5 years, when his son is just asking, Dad, why are we Florida Gator fans? And he's just breaking down this entire process.
So funny. And you know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up is that Tennessee-Florida game is going to be a nail biter.
It is, and we historically in the swamp we struggle, and so I'm not even gonna get down that. I just want Klump to know in 15 years when JJ goes to college and Klump has to pay $90,000 for him to go to Florida, I'm gonna be sitting there smoking a cigar, drinking a cup of coffee, going, "I fucking told you so."
That would be funny. That would be ironic. The irony would be great.
That would be, but at that point, you're 15 years in.
Two natties deep.
Three natties deep. Who knows?
JJ has
Well, I mean,
JJ
Klump, if
has
you
a
were
Vols
smart-
hat. He has a Vols shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, JJ wants
I'll
to be a
let JJ be a
volunteer.
Tennessee fan whenever he wants. I hate that his dad literally
So you,
nailed
Jack,
his coffin.
you would be less mad if he's like, I'm going to pick Vanderbilt.
Yeah, because by proximity, it makes sense. It's
It
like
does.
I can't be upset that like the team that plays 10 minutes from where we're recording right now, he wants to be a fan of. They're doing well. We have guys who've worked at the shop who are active players, friends of the show. It all makes sense. It feels very personal. It feels very Klump rage baity, and I'm falling for it every which way, and that's okay. But that's because I have true fandom with the Vols.
Yeah.
I don't have this ticky tacky. I was a Penn State fan once. They sucked. I'm gonna be Tennessee. I
Well,
love Tim
it's 'cause Penn
Tebow.
State
I'm
sucked.
gonna
I
go
don't think
to
it's 'cause
Florida.
Penn State sucked. For the record, I think there was other things that happened
Oh,
to Penn
so
State.
what?
Go ahead, Jack. Yeah, finish that, Jack.
I love Joe Pa.
Klump did like Joe Pa.
I hated Joe Pa.
Because
You loved him.
That's when you started to fall off the Penn State bandwagon, right? When all this stuff, the shit was coming
in
out.
Pennsylvania, there's some weird people. It's like a cult at Penn State. I don't know. I don't want to get down this rabbit hole. But
Right, but
Yeah, it
that,
sounds
but
like Penn
that's
State's like the A&M
just for
of
people that
the
are
Big Ten.
listening, that are coming on to this, what's all this shit going on with Klump and Jack and everything else? Like your fandom with Penn State didn't happen because of what's happening this year.
when the Penn State sanctions and stuff started coming on, I became a Penn State hater. The opposite.
Okay,
Got
so
you. Hey, can we just let's move on? We got another tier talk here. We'll just do a different subject, dude.
Hey, Jack,
this one comes from
big
Jeremy
opportunity
Klump at Nutty X
to
Professor.
groom JJ.
Will Tennessee miss the college football playoff now? Hashtag tier talk.
Who said that?
Got Jeremy Klump at Nutty X Professor.
you.
I answered
Will
my question.
Will Tennessee miss the college football
sweating.
playoff now?
I bet you are. Welcome to the fun.
all right.
I will go on record and say yes. The Tennessee Vols will miss the college football playoff because they will lose to the Florida Gators this year.
I have nothing to say.
Jack, again, massive opportunity. Anytime JJ's coming to the shop, this is a vulnerable kid right now. You can groom him to be a Tennessee Vol.
I want it to be known.
crazy.
I'm not going to make JJ a Florida Gators fan. If he wants to be a Tennessee fan, I think that's awesome because we live here, or a Vandy fan. For what it's worth.
The whole reason you did this shtick is so that your kids could be fans growing
Klump.
up.
Listen,
I
if
love
you're
it,
if you're
honestly.
a football fan,
Yeah.
one of the main reasons to have children is to instill the same brainwash into them.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be a Florida Gator fan, you need to take them to Gainesville, go pet some alligators, and show them what it's like to be a Florida fan. Get on Yelp, get on Reddit, figure out all the things to do there, and get JJ's ass to be a Florida Gator
I'm
fan.
telling you, this
It's
is.
an expensive team to be a fan of, too.
I think it would be awesome if JJ was a Tennessee fan. Like JJ is going to be prime one day to where he's going to be in his dad's face talking about how shitty Florida is when Tennessee wins.
Family content. It's just all about
Dude, yeah, as a dad who's recently brainwashed his youngest child, like it's a great feeling when your kids start to come to your side. My oldest now, she was almost rooting for Washington because they're the Huskies. She's infatuated with those damn mascots.
Yeah, we have one.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, put it down. Let's see.
So wait, is Tennessee gonna make it? I think that's a valid question though.
We've got Kentucky this week. We're set on Kentucky. That's what matters. Then we have Oklahoma. Then we have Florida. Then we have New Mexico State. And then we end with Vandy. Obviously, Vandy's got
Lucky
some,
it's not New Mexico. That's a good ball club.
Yeah, Vandy's got some games coming up as well. Oklahoma at home is big for us. I think we can handle that. Florida obviously is scary, but also Florida is not great this year. And now they have this horrible juju surrounding their team that is Jeremy Klump. So honestly, I've never felt better in my life. So yeah, 10-2, we go to the playoffs. We watch Florida cry at home. And JJ can come hang with me.
This is the greatest thing about long form media is we got to sit here and watch you think through that entire thought and get to your conclusion. If this was like SportsCenter, you'd have to say, "I feel very good about Florida." Yeah, we got to go to break. That was nice.
Speaking of the Vols, I think we have one more tier talk up on the screen.
Oh, Matt Malone.
This is not a tier talk. This is hashtag full send. Wrong show, Matt. Vols lost, but I'm still hitting the bar. That's called dedication.
Well, we're not going to waste any time on Matt Malone and his
Hey,
fandom.
I'm gonna stick up for my boy. This is some AI generated Sherm bullshit. I know what Matt Malone did, and I'm gonna stick up because Matt actually brought some juice to the stream, and he's creeping.
You said it was.
No, it's not real. So I gotta stick up for my boy Matt Malone. He did not go out after the game. I wouldn't blame him if he did, but
Hey, Sherm, you're a fucking problem with this AI thing. Like you're part of the issue in the world when it comes to AI.
I didn't see any.
You just told Mitch to his face it was real.
I literally looked at Sherm and I'm like, is that real? And he's like, yeah. And
If
I'm
Matt
like,
hashtag
oh my
full send, I would literally sit him down privately and be like, "Hey, dude, we're a couple mistakes away from having a real conversation."
Dude, every week Matt Malone catches something, man.
Matt held his
He
own.
did, he did.
He made a baby step towards
Yes, he
being
did.
a psycho. He's still not. He's very far away, but he is making the proper steps to go to full psycho.
I don't think Matt took a step towards being like a legitimate psycho fan. I think he just Big Brother. He wanted to
and
make
that's
Big Brother happy.
all you got to do is convince Big Brother.
He's a hunting dog right now. Who's a puppy. He's in the cage watching
Right,
the adults go and chase the birds. He's learning how this
Right.
is going to work.
Right.
It's one day at a time.
One day
My
at a time.
daughter's reading a book about that right now. Jack Hanning at Jack_Hanning. If I jump off,
Gay Street is an actual. bridge
okay,
crossing.
if I jump off the Gay Street Bridge in Knoxville, will I die? Hashtag Tier Talk. Hashtag football.
That is real.
That's real.
That is real.
We got
Okay, that is real.
to talk about other teams, other games going on. There's a lot happening in college
Listen,
football. These are all the
before we
Tennessee
jump
Vols
into the
fans.
college football world, which kind of feels very fitting right now, do we want to talk about any more NFL?
That's what I was gonna say.
Do we-
We kind of stopped in the middle of our
We did.
NFL.
We did.
Coop Comstock, he hit me on the side right before we walked out here, said we've lost 6 games. This Arizona Cardinals fan, 6 games by a total of 13 points. Cardinals are sneaky. They got that best 3-9 team vibe that Will Compton had a couple years ago. Don't sleep on the Cardinals.
And Call of Duty's about to come out.
Call
in
of
about
Duty?
2 weeks. So
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett seemed like the offense functioned a little bit better with him in the game, which is good if Jacoby Brissett plays more, gives Kyler Murray more time to play on Call of Duty.
that's what I'm saying.
So that
Win-win.
plays.
Getting ready for the postseason.
London. Will and I are both on the. You were on the Jags, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a favorite of mine. That's a game in London. Rams are still spicy. They had Puka out.
Yeah, they had Puka out.
I'm thinking Jags might have a bounce back game, like they're learning
Same.
how to win. Yeah. But that one got sideways
Listen,
quick.
Stafford day.
I mean, yeah, insane day for Stafford. It actually turns out being a good thing, in my opinion, that the Rams have Puka Nacua out, because now Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford can kind of figure each other out, what each other likes,
Yep.
and it's back shoulder throws, it's hitting them right out of breaks, it's timing when it comes to Devontae Adams. 3 touchdowns. Good thing for the Jags, though, very sloppy football. Anytime they got in the red zone, it didn't go the way they wanted. Turnover on downs multiple times.
Yep.
But they outgained the Rams, and they owned the time of possession. So those things you can look at and be like, hey, boys,
Got to build
20 to 20, we're looking pretty damn good right now. It's just a matter of getting that 20 to the end zone. So
But 35-7's an absolute ass whooping.
that's a schlacking right there.
Another ass whooping.
7 sacks again. 14 sacks given up in 2 football games.
Oh, that's got to be a record.
That I think the Titans did worse. I think we gave up 11 against the Ravens, 2018.
Yeah.
You remember that game? We
Yeah,
lost
I do.
23-3. Okay,
Chiefs,
NFL.
another ass whooping too. Chiefs absolutely dummy the Raiders.
Yeah,
Rushy Rice.
Chiefs are back.
Bro,
Chiefs
Chiefs look
are-
good, man.
They look scary.
the best team in the NFL. They're the best team in the NFL right now.
Now that we got Rasheed Rice back, and like
Go ahead.
I can say we if I'm
You're
not
right.
a diehard.
You're right.
It should have been a lock that Rasheed Rice scored this week. I don't know why we overthink that, overthought that.
Yeah, and
but-
and Andy Reid's like essentially like, yeah, he's coming back. He's gonna get a big workload this week, and we're like, JSN. Because I'm
Whatever,
sitting here
Andy.
on Monday when we're shooting this, and if anybody who follows the locker room is listening to the show, like we have 4 anytime touchdown picks by me, Will, Delaney, and Clay. 3 have hit. The one we're waiting on is tonight with JSN and the Seahawks, and I'm the one that took JSN.
JSN's a great pick.
It's a great
JSN's
pick.
a great pick.
But you sit there and it's like it's a great pick. However, it would have been nice to have Rasheed Rice and be kind of like done. Hey, that thing hit. We didn't even need Monday night.
Who do they play?
I know the wait for Monday night for the last leg is
Yeah,
Are you talking about Seattle? They play the Texans,
Yeah.
which I think will be a good game.
That's a tutty.
that's a tutty for sure. I mean, there's a good pass
Texas
rush.
defense is nice.
But dude, Seattle's offensive line is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Bears beat the Saints. I mean, Bears not so great in the second half. Ran the ball really well. Defense played really well. Tua gets benched against the Dolphins. That's a fire, dude. If McDaniels hasn't been fired while we're doing this right now, it's a ticking time bomb. Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah, they're keeping him.
Ian Rappaport reported they're keeping him. They're not firing him right now.
Okay, great. Good for everybody in the AFC.
Either way,
East.
it's bad there.
Yeah.
Either way, it's bad there.
Jets remain winless. Jets are going to go 0-16 per Hawk. Panthers fall 13-6 at home. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the Panthers. Same thing as the Falcons.
Or wait, the Panthers won.
Oh,
Yeah, Panthers
Well, I
won.
mean, the most insane thing the Panthers did.
Jets lose to the Panthers. Sorry, I read that incorrectly.
Most insane thing the Panthers did was try and split carries
Bro.
with Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle.
So pissed.
It was unreal. And then finally, the second half, they went to him and Rico went off. But it's like Rico's the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL. And when Chuba comes back, they try to give him, they split the carries, and it's like, you're just putting water on your hot hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with,
exactly.
even with splitting carries, Rico still ended up with like 79, 80 yards, and he still had 30 yards. He still ended up with like 120 all-purpose yards.
Right.
You gotta continue to go with the hot hand. I mean, Panthers are sneaky stacking a few wins now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With 3 in a row, I believe.
4-3 they are.
We said Bryce Young's out 8 weeks too.
No,
Oh, really?
Back
I
week
read it
8.
wrong.
Well, was it? I thought it was.
I think I read it wrong.
So then what? He be coming back like next week?
He's not playing this week, and then maybe they have a bye. So yeah, maybe that's right.
Yo, it is insane too that division, Jets and Dolphins, like 2 of the worst teams we've ever seen.
Ever.
Bills are
Bad.
chilling.
Bills are chilling, Patriots are chilling.
Jack,
Yeah.
don't sleep on the Titans.
Don't sleep on the. Oh yeah. I guess so. I guess you are right with that one.
Yeah, the Jets are.
I'm just thinking both of these teams in that, like they're both in that division. There's some bad fucking teams this year, man. There's some
Horrible
bad-
teams and great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the theme of the year.
I know. This is the last. I'll say Drake May impresses me so much, man. He
Throws
really
such a
is.
nice ball.
I think he threw for 90% in this game against the Titans. He broke a Tom Brady record.
Set the Patriots franchise record with completion
There you go.
Completion percentage.
in a game with like 91%.
Tom Brady come out of retirement.
Brady's best was 88.5, I think they said.
In the
Is
stadium,
Drake May better than Tom Brady?
in the stadium when he took that hit to the head, if you saw that where he fell back
Yeah.
and they took him out, Josh Dobbs comes in for 2 plays, and then when Drake May came out, dude, the place erupted. You would have thought that the Titans scored if you were outside the stadium. It was so loud they're cheering for him. He's a gamer, and you, as someone who just received an ass beating from him, a lot of respect to him. It's fun to watch him.
Friend of the show.
And I love just like him and his family with all of his brothers, like they're just meatheads and like big, just like, gotta love it.
Yeah, when he hit the back of his head, you know he went in that blue tent was like, sorry, my shoulder.
Yeah.
He's out. That boy got conkied for a second. All right, let's pull the Band-Aid off. Let's get into college football. Very fun week in college football. Very fun week. Louisville upsets Miami. Carson Beck threw 4 interceptions in that game. Well, what do you make of Miami? Are they gonna win the ACC?
Yeah, I think they still win the ACC. Georgia Tech's looking tough.
Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, but I see it being between Georgia Tech and Miami still. Look, they lost to Louisville's not a bad football team. Like, I was watching some of that game too. They got some guys, man, and they showed up Friday night, came to whoop Miami's ass. They obviously took care of business, but Louisville's sneaky tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Miami will bounce back. Tough loss for them though.
Yeah,
I mean, all the conversations that everybody was having about essentially Indiana, Ohio State, and it was Miami in that tier, and to go and drop a game.
Carson Beck's post game though, idiot.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. Fill me in.
He's just talking about, because he had 4 interceptions, and he's kind of talking about each one and talking about it, like throwing some other guys under the bus, not like specifically throwing them under the bus, but talking about the plays in ways where it's miscommunication. We didn't run the right route, yada, yada, yada. It wasn't just him, as a quarterback, you got to just stand up there and
say it's on me no matter what. And then get it internally and be like, you can't be running the wrong route.
Yeah.
But you want to walk into the locker room and show your guys that you had their back in front of the public, but inside, like, I have to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he said. He said, if he runs the right route, it's not a pick. And it's like, dude.
Oof. Yeah, why would you say that?
People are already like, you're a type of player that everybody is looking for just one reason to hate.
Yeah.
And you just gave him that reason.
Because everybody else that night, it was like Carson Beck. Here's a Carson Beck game.
Right.
Like he's gonna show you he's gonna have these types of games in the season.
Right.
Carson Beck is still Carson Beck. And then to go out and have a presser like that does not look good, does not help. I still think Miami's really good. They just
it's a good ball.
Sometimes you can have an off night.
You can have an off night.
You can have a bad night.
Let's skip that next one. Let's talk about Georgia versus Ole Miss. Probably the most exciting game to watch all year. I mean, we talked about it in the locker room with Josh Pates. Like, how does that first quarter look? That's going to tell you how the Dogs are going to do in this game. I think it was 10-7 after the first quarter. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
10-7 Dogs.
Open it up.
Yeah, because I didn't get to watch the whole game. I was flying back, but I got to see the end of that game, and they put up the drive chart for Ole Miss, and it's touchdown, 3 and out. And I remember it's like Super Troopers when they're shooting the cup, the bulletproof cup. And he's like, well, what about that shot? He's like, don't worry about that one. That's what I'm thinking to myself is like, Ole Miss, they had that little blip on the radar, but that's nothing. Georgia's defense has all of a sudden decided to take over the game. And Gunnar Stockton, legit ball player. I don't know if he's an NFL guy. I'm not savvy enough to know about quarterbacks and all of that. I'll leave that to the professionals. But buddy, from a college football standpoint, Dogs don't care about your feelings. It seems like everyone's always like, like who knows? Who are they? Kirby, like, are they really going to be a team this year? And it's like, they're a team. They're going to be in the playoff again. They're going to be terrifying for anybody who plays them from here on out. It just is what it is.
Yeah, big game too, Gunnar Stockton, just the offense. Like, again, 43-35, showing up in a shootout against Lane Kiffin and that Ole Miss team. It was fun to watch. They're just going back and forth. There's so many points in that game. I know in the locker room I took Georgia to cover, but when I went into that game and going on FanDuel that day, I just went and took the over because I'm like, I just don't know how this game's going to go. Like, I think Ole Miss is a good football team. It's like they're showing against Wazoo last week. It's like, yeah, they're probably all on deck for this Georgia game coming up. So I just ended up taking the over, and the over hit in like the first half or beginning of the third quarter. It was just points after points after points. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Kirby's second half adjustment is just unmatched. It's unmatched.
It really is
because
impressive,
Ole Miss
man.
was up like 2 scores, should have been a comfortable ride through the rest of the game, and Here come the dogs.
Here come the dogs.
It's weird because you brought up the Gunnar Stockton thing, and you watch it and you're like, how are his numbers like that? It doesn't make any sense. But then he's a gamer,
Bro, right?
Like I still am sitting here like, is he good?
He's good.
But he's good.
Could be has that ability.
Yeah. He's a guy that can live in Athens for the rest of his life if everything goes his way this year. And it's like, what have you been up to? He's like, this, man. You're 45. Yeah, man, fuck it.
I'm player personnel.
Yeah, got a cushy job, nice apartment. Things are good.
I do want the show to flow well, but I just do have a question. Why'd you want to skip the Nebraska game?
Because I knew we were going to take a lot of time on that, and I was like, well, let's make sure and hit.
Okay.
Let's hit these games quickly.
I just want the people to know, like, I know I need to face the noise. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no.
So we're not trying to do
I'm not going to be like, all right, that's all our time today and not talk about Nebraska.
Okay.
I want to give Nebraska its time because I know guys have questions. I have questions. And so wanted to kind of ride that one in there. We talked about Alabama, Tennessee a little bit.
No. I'm not trying to avoid the
pick
noise.
6 at the end of the half, buddy. Like, that was ball game right there.
That was big.
That was ball game.
That was the stupidest offensive play call you could have ever done.
And then the safety, that's 9 points right there that you guys just can't afford to give the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's just who's what do they call them, the disease, the infection?
Come again?
You're that wide receiver.
Oh, germ?
Germ. What do they I think they call them the infection, right?
Yeah,
that's a
germ.
Yeah.
Sure. That's first I've heard it.
Really?
I
would look that up, Sherm, because I feel like I've heard that multiple times. That guy is so impressive.
Ball player.
He's a ball player. Got that AJ Brown build in him too. Like but he runs like Debo.
Yeah, he's nice, but even nicer is Ty Simpson.
He's playing some good ball.
He's on fire.
Got that thing out there.
Fire.
Man.
Uses his legs when he needs it.
Alabama Crimson Tide, September 27th, 25 p.m. The Infection.
The Infection.
From the Alabama football account.
All right. Hell yeah.
We did.
You like that?
Tennessee lost. That's why Jackie Boy's back there paying his debts. He's in all Alabama gear. We did stream that game. I wish there was more anger and more passion during that stream too.
Yeah.
I will just say.
Very lackluster.
I needed
lackluster
Garrett
stream.
when they were making plays. I needed the Garrett that I've seen when he watches Alabama football games. And I get it. He's being respectful. It's probably very hard. You're sitting there with your best friend. We knew we wanted, hey, this stream, we get all eyes on teams that we have more than one fan on. And we get to kind of watch from afar these guys be in the same room. And I want to see the passion that we know that they have, cheering, yelling, whatever it is. I'm not saying that we need to fake it, but I know that there's stuff in there that they left on the field that they didn't put out there.
The argument you're making right now is essentially this stream kind of was faked because it wasn't authentic to how everybody was truly feeling in that moment.
There was a lot of respect. There was like too much just respect. There's personal buy-in and personal equity with these guys. But when I'm sitting there and I'm trying to ask questions and I'm like,
hey, Chef,
I know Jack's beaten down, and
I answered every question you asked.
Yeah, But what I'm saying is like just I was sitting there when it was Oregon Penn State going on, and you're kind of watching the Bama Georgia game, and I'm seeing some stuff that like I want that going on in front of them. And I know it like opens a wound and everything else. And when I was sitting there and I ended up asking Chef the question of how you feeling right now with the game coming on, because we're kind of sitting there in silence a little bit, and he just didn't have an answer. I didn't want to do it to Jackie Boy. I kind of pick shots every now and then. He'll look back, and I know when it gets going to more like Nebraska and everything else, I'm like, okay, I know Jack's worked up. I don't want him to think I'm doing that just to continue to like, hey, Jackie Boy, how you feeling about this one? Because I know where that line gets. I wanted to ask Chef. Chef didn't have anything to say, and
didn't even speak.
I'm thinking, guys, where's? I need some anger. I need some. I need to know how you're really feeling in this moment.
There needs to be a sign on like the stream room doors, kind of like football. Hey, leave it on the field.
Yeah.
Like if you get in a fight with your boy at practice, when you go in the locker room, it's hey, dap up, my bad, and you move on. We need to have a sign that's like content doesn't care about your feelings. Be authentic. That needs to be the sign.
We'll get on that.
Matt's doing his best. He's putting on the pads.
Matt did a
juice.
great job.
Matt was the most emotional one. And
Matt was more for vibes than he was like truly caring about the game that was.
But the way
place.
Bama was winning, I know G had so much more.
Feeling
in that
he wanted to get Jack's
the way
mustache.
Tennessee was losing, I'm like,
not that kind of guy,
Chef, there is a video of you on Twitter being an absolute psycho.
Right.
Where is that at? I'm like,
Yeah,
and he's like, I just didn't want to let it out.
Well, I mean, I
And
think
He went for a walk.
But I'm
at halftime.
I'm like saying, Chef, this is extreme. Like, you need to be doing this. And he's like, anything I said would have wanted to say, I can't say on camera. It's like, no, you can't. Like, we're doing
This is a low risk environment. I feel like of all the content we do, I
speaking-
feel like streaming is our lowest risk.
Speaking for Chef,
Maybe not,
I
though.
texted him that night. I wanted to text the group and be like, yo, sorry, didn't bring the best content perspective energy there. But there were so many mistakes. It's like that was our most authentic Vol self. Like, it's very hard for us to just like sit there while we're getting our ass beat. We're making horrible play calls. And then also just like be monkeys in a cage. Like, I know that we could have been more, but like that's what you guys are asking us to be, like to shell out like our fandom, to like be like fucking screaming at Garrett. Garrett and I have a very mutual respect for our fandom. It's hard for me and him to get at it because we know how much like it could seriously endanger our friendship if we took it that level, and we just don't. Garrett has been in Neyland before when Alabama has lost and is the most gracious loser. And unfortunately, I've had 16 years in a row where we watched Alabama just fucking destroy our lives. I hated that's how it went down. It felt like the stream sucked because of Chef and I, and I'll take full like accountability for that. It's just like I hated the environment. I know that work comes first, and I told you this before, and I was like, I never in a million years wanted to stream that game because I get so just like in my head, like I'd be doing that at my house or like with my friend, just like silent raging in my head. I don't know. It's so hard emotionally to like try and understand that like, hey, Tennessee's one thing, but like this is your job. You get health insurance and you're paid for this. But Tennessee fandom.
Jack, I understand what you're saying. Here's what I've kind of realized is we got to look at the leadership in the room. And I think it comes to you and me in those situations of poking the bear and stoking the fire.
I mean, I ain't taking accountability.
Yeah. I think
it's
first
more
off,
like-
I think we need to stream the Florida-Tennessee game after what's transpired on this bus.
Oh, see, that one would be a lot better.
Yeah, I think that is.
I'm out of town, actually.
I'm available.
That may be the move, and it's really on whoever doesn't have skin in the game too. People got to know we're gonna poke the bear a little bit. We're gonna get in it. If it flipped the other way, we'd have to come at you, G. That's just kind of how it has to be from now on, because we know it's in there.
I think it's in there. I think from my point of view during the stream was
You don't got to play this.
it's obviously you want to be locked in, and there is always that fear, especially with this game, of like it's not over until it's over. And so even with the pick six happens, and I did punch the Kevin's fridge, so I think I showed my emotion there. Maybe I should have tackled it all the way to the ground for you guys, but there is that sense of, and I said it in the locker room, stay focused and fucking finish the job. And that was my pure vibe the entire time. I stood up and cheered. It's not like
you're on the team. You gotta until that clock hits zero.
I'm strapped up.
I feel you.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I got it.
There's no talking in between plays.
Yeah.
Line up for the next snap.
Tentatively, we'll be streaming the Florida-Tennessee game. Okay. Arizona State, they upset Texas Tech. My thoughts on that game, didn't see a whole lot of it. I know Sam Levitt had a hell of a game. He threw for like 360 yards. I think that's a blip for Texas Tech. I think they're going to turn around and they're going to mow down the rest of the competition. There's a chance they see Arizona State in the Big 12 championship.
I agree.
Kind of have to. BYU undefeated right now.
BYU's undefeated, but I believe they still play Texas Tech and a couple other ones as well. Like they have a very backloaded schedule to where it's like BYU beat Utah, which is one of the parts of their backloaded schedule, but
Shout out to Holy War. Those unis were sick.
Red and blue across the board, man.
As old as time.
Yeah, pull up that BYU schedule because they got a nasty little thing coming up. Let's see, they got Iowa State. You never count out Rocco Becht and Matt Campbell. Then you got Texas Tech,
2 road
TCU.
games.
You got Cincinnati.
TCU's a good ball club too.
TCU's a good ball club, and then UCF right there. So I don't know what's going to happen with BYU. I know that ASU have kind of put themselves in. Can you throw up ASU schedule just real quick? We'll move on to the next game. Because I feel like ASU, the conversation I think Josh Pate talked about on his show last night, he was breaking down like there's a chance we see both these teams again in the Big 12 championship. Because ASU, let's see, they got Houston, Iowa State at Iowa State, West Virginia, Colorado, Arizona. Like,
They have us easier.
yeah, they have a much easier back half schedule. You could see them sneaking back into that Big 12 championship yet again. which would be
Still
awesome.
at Iowa State.
Iowa State. That's a scary one. Texas Tech, they're playing Oklahoma State. Poor Coop. Kansas State. Poor Will. BYU, UCF, and West Virginia. So all winnable games. I see Texas Tech mopping.
Yeah.
From here on
What's
out.
Cincinnati's schedule?
I think they have a pretty cakewalk too.
I mean, they got to play BYU, right? Was that the one we just
Or
saw?
do they have to play Tech too?
Let's see. Cincinnati's got Baylor, Utah,
At
Arizona, BYU at home though,
And
and
at
TCU.
TCU.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, that's not super easy.
Big 12, man.
Wide
Interesting.
open.
Interesting.
Wide
Interesting
open.
world we're kind of sitting in right now at the Big
Klump
12.
could have picked a Big 12 team.
You go back.
Could have picked a Big 12 team.
Let's see. Georgia Tech. Yeah, listen, Georgia Tech beat Duke. I have no idea why Duke is favored in some of these games. They were favored early in the year to Illinois. That was easy pickings. And then they're favored against Tech. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like, what is the sport books seeing? Sport books? What is FanDuel seeing that we're not seeing when it comes to Duke? Because clearly we're seeing the field a little bit better.
Yeah, Manny Diaz, he needs to cut his hair. He needs to switch up the juju for that team.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it going on. I'm like, this is probably where it starts.
Yeah.
It always starts with
this
the
is
head
this is
coach.
where it starts
Yeah.
right here. We got to
Yeah.
buzz ahead.
We talked to Marcus Freeman about the win against USC.
I do
Notre
think
Dame.
it's crazy. I saw the AP poll come out. I think it's wild that USC is not ranked anymore.
They fell all the way out.
They
They
dropped.
fell out.
And LSU is still ranked.
Yeah, LSU is still ranked.
Yeah, they dropped a bunch. USC. Yeah,
That's our
Michigan's now ranked
U-
25, which is. I like it because it's my school, but I'm also like, if you're to pull USC
Y'all
after they just
swapped?
shellacked
Right,
us,
if you're going to keep Michigan at 25, like USC, like we saw
Should
the
be
game, like
24
whether
then.
it's 24, 23, it doesn't matter. Like I think it's crazy that they fell out because their two losses, Illinois, who's now ranked, which is good, but their two losses being at Illinois and at Notre Dame. Notre Dame, one of the best teams, climbing up to be one of the best teams in the country again.
yeah,
I did think it was crazy that USC kind of fell out of the top 25 because I still think USC is a good football team.
great football team.
Yeah.
Really good football team.
Tough to win at South Bend, especially
Tough
with the
to win.
elements too.
Yeah, the rain,
Oh, the
all
rain.
that.
Jeremiah
Yeah.
Love was destined to go off.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Cocktober. Someone in the pre-production meeting said, "Is it Cocktober or is South Carolina just ass?" If somebody
Who
did
said
do
that?
that on the bus, that's sitting on the bus right now is the time to come clean.
Oh, wow.
That was me, the Florida Gators fan. I did write that.
You've been a
rage
Florida
baiter.
Gators fan for 24 hours. You're already giving Gator fans a bad
I
name.
have to defend this though. JP and I, we have talked before the season started, and he was talking about South Carolina, all this stuff, and I think I said many times I think South Carolina is really going to let you down this year. And now the real question is, will they even make a bowl game? I think that is a fair question to ask.
It's a fair question.
How many wins will South Carolina end the season with? I think we should go around and find out what everyone thinks.
What's their schedule? Can you pull it up? Sure.
We got Alabama this week. We got Ole Miss the next week,
You got
and then we
the
have
schedule.
A&M, and then we play Coastal Carolina and Clemson.
What's your record?
Right now we're 3-4, so 8-4.
So, and who are the next three opponents?
Bama, Ole Miss, A&M, Coastal, and then Clemson.
I think you get the last two, no
at
problem.
Ole Miss and at A&M.
So not a
On the road.
I don't think you need a bowl game. You beat Clemson.
There you go.
Come on.
Be-
Yeah.
Come on.
We're throwing it back to the old days.
Trust me. Trust
Season
me.
saved with a Clemson win.
Exactly.
I am hoping for an upset in one of these next three. Would love to see it. It's
I
just,
think y'all could sneak an Ole Miss win. Just start trying to ruin seasons.
yeah.
I think
Lane
you get
Kiffin gets
one
named the
of
next
those
Florida
three.
head coach. They all quit on him.
Now you get one of those three, and I think y'all get Coastal, and then I feel like y'all just dog Clemson, like y'all were born to do.
Clemson's
This is
ass.
the
Sneak Alabama this week at home.
The issue is we have 5 O linemen out. Hope me, maybe some of them come back, but we're missing 5 O linemen. Dylan Stewart got hurt last week.
Oh,
A linebacker got hurt. When you're missing your whole starting O line,
Yeah.
because the left tackle he got hurt this past week,
And Dylan Stewart.
and Dylan Stewart, you're pretty depleted. And the number one frustration from Gamecock fans is offensive play calling, because it's like you see all of these teams with similar talent just moving the ball all the time. You see Diego Pavia run nuts on everyone. It's like you cannot tell me that Lenore Sellers cannot do what Diego Pavia is doing. So that's the frustrating part. But I was telling Taylor before, I was like, this truly is, maybe this is the year to making a bowl game great again. Because growing up, this reminds me of all my seasons in elementary school. We would go into the Clemson game pretty much at 5 wins. It's like, we beat Clemson, we're in the bowl game. And we win that bowl game, it's up next season. And the bowl game had so much weight to it. At the lunchroom table, you're fighting for it. Like in elementary school, I don't think we ever beat Clemson, but there was always a chance. But it's just like that, we're throwing it back. This is a 05 fandom year where we're fighting for that bowl game.
Fuck yeah, dude.
God, and I'm here for the fight.
Hell yeah, you are.
Every week.
Every week here for the fight.
At this game.
I'll be at the Alabama game. G may or may not be there, but I'm going to do whatever I can
to will this team to victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're 1-0 with me there this year, but if they gave me the opportunity, I would speak to every single player individually if I needed to.
Yeah. Start getting them deep.
Just line them up outside of an office. You're just in there.
Right.
Sit down real quick.
I'm willing to do whatever I can.
Sticking to the SEC, we got a college game day in the Fall Don't Lie tour at Missouri at Vanderbilt this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Big game.
Massive game.
We got to go for those that are in town.
Yeah, for the guys that are in town. That'd be a fun game to go to. Dude, the OT between Mizzou and Auburn and seeing the ball player, seeing Mizzou's guy just talking shit to Auburn and then go and get a sack and a tackle for loss. I loved it, bro.
He was on fire.
On fire.
That's gonna. I have no idea who's gonna win that one.
I don't either. Because Mizzou's tough. Vanderbilt's tough.
I think they're going to do game day on Broadway.
You know, McAfee will have that place just an electric
Roaring.
factory.
It's going to be nuts.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. If Vanderbilt beats Missouri, it's going to have to become Caden McConnell Vanderbilt hate week for me that last week in November. All that Vol stuff on. Be terrified about what my wallet's going to look like if them boys pull that shit off.
Whoever wins, it's their one loss is to Bama.
Yeah.
Their one loss is to Bama.
God bless.
So right now, Bama looks like the best. I won't say the best team in the SEC. Got to still give credit to Texas A&M. They're still undefeated right now and taking care of business. But Bama looks really good. It's like them and A&M are the front runners.
Nice.
Yeah.
A&M is nice.
A&M is nice.
Something about Georgia, man. I feel them making a.
Georgia's there, but they're just on.
They lost to
have
Bama.
one loss.
They
and
lost
one loss
to
to
Bama.
Bama. Yeah.
Yeah.
They needed
Bama. What
that
did you
Ole
say?
Miss win.
Four ranked
They
wins in a
needed
row.
against Ole Miss. What's
Four
that?
ranked wins in a row for
4
Bama.
ranked wins in a row, 2 on the road.
Florida State.
Wait till they play an unranked team.
Wait till they play.
Yeah.
Can they keep that?
Yeah.
Can they keep that going against an unranked South Carolina?
Damn.
Yeah. SEC. I love where the SEC's at. With the Big 12, SEC, like it's going to get fun.
We have, beginning of the season, you looked at our schedule. We had Tennessee, South Carolina, I think it goes Oklahoma, LSU, and then Auburn. And now, unfortunately, like LSU isn't very good. Oklahoma's wishy-washy.
LSU been on. They are frauds, man.
We'll see how we can finish it out.
I think you're gonna like what you see at the end of the year, buddy.
We dive in.
I like the way you look.
Dive into what?
It's a Big Ten ball.
Yeah, we talk Big Ten ball. I'll quickly go. I took my daughter to the Michigan-Washington game. I was very nervous about this game because Washington's one loss came to Ohio State, who seems like the most complete team in all of college football right now. And, Washington comes back against Maryland. I think it was like 24 unanswered points in the fourth quarter when they were in Maryland. The quarterback's elite. The running back is awesome. That they got that wide receiver Boston. So I'm like, they have a lot of offensive firepower. And after watching them versus USC, watching Michigan versus USC the week before, I'm wondering what we're gonna see. Justice Hayes, I see him on Friday. He's put a little something on his like shoulder pads. I'm like, hey, we going this week? He said, we're gonna find out today. It's Friday afternoon. And he ends up not playing that game. So I was very nervous. Our defense, that was it. The quarterback, Williams, the quarterback for Washington, he's thrown 1 interception all year. He threw 3 against Michigan. 7-7. We leave a lot of points off the board. We have a 4th and 1. Wouldn't you know it, drop took place. And then we missed a field goal. So there's a lot of points, and we're almost in the red zone or in field goal position on that 4th and 1. Second half, Bryce Underwood 5 for 5 on one drive, 64 yards. I was showing JP a bunch of highlights when I got back during that stream.
That was his
shit was juicing me up.
That
dude.
was his best game.
That was his best game. Like he made some throws. I was just like, I still am like recovering from last year when we couldn't throw the ball at all. Anytime there's a completion, I'm like, oh, just getting a little chubby. You're sitting there like, this guy's fucking unbelievable. And it's like a check down. I'm like, we got him. We got one. But he had a couple, both tight ends are out. Our starting tight end and our second string tight end was out. Our third string tight end, who's a junior, has like 6 catches for 86 yards.
Let's go.
Bryce is threading the needle. That Marsh kid, the one-handed catch, like, and then Marshall, the backup running back, has 136 yards. Like, it was one of those games you like watch and you're like, this is an offense that you play like this, you can beat anybody. That defense, like, we're getting home with 4. We're not blitzing every single play. It's sparingly, it's tasteful. They're disguising. And it was like, you walk away from that game and it's like,
do that every week.
Yeah, do that every week. As low as vibes were after the USC game, I'm thinking to myself, you know, maybe I don't know about Washington shit. I don't know about Maryland. I don't know about some of these schools. I feel good about Ohio State as always, but
conversations were starting to come up about Michigan.
Yeah, and Sharon Moore. And now it's like, keep me on the roller coaster. Keep me on the roller coaster because now I'm feeling as high as I possibly can be.
And there was I don't know his name, but it's like, I want to say he was a backup quarterback last year for Michigan. And he was on some show or podcast talking about the culture, and it's a lot of finger pointing, and you're kind of seeing it come to fruition.
I saw a tweet about that. You were talking to me about that, how it seems like Sharon's lost the locker room.
Lost a lot. When did I say
somebody? It was Saturday night when I got back from the game, and there was a conversation. I don't know, might not have been you, but somebody was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad you guys had that game because I saw reports that like Sharon's lost the locker room."
I think it was coming from that backup Q.
Mm-hmm.
That was on the team last year. Oh,
was it Orgy?
Was it Klump?
Was it Klump?
No, it wasn't Orgy. It wasn't Orgy.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why you left, buddy. It's not for everybody when it comes to the maize and blue. So it was for me a game just to watch and like be like, wow, that was a really
it was from that. It was from that account too. What was that account that posted that? They're posting stuff on Reddit or something like that.
Clayton Safety?
Yeah, but what was the account that's sharing it? Because that's where I also saw the video.
Intrinsic?
Yeah.
That seems
kind
like
of that's like an Illuminati.
Same account I was seeing the Marcus.
That
Freeman
dude right there.
Who's this cat?
Go up. Jack Tuttle.
Damn, Jack.
Damn, Tuttle.
Yeah,
Tut?
I know, bro. 1 year out.
King Tut, Lil Tut. Talking crazy.
Where's he playing now?
He said former Michigan quarterback Jack Tuttle admits
Enterprise
players are pointing fingers at coaches and arguing with one another. He even admits that it happened last year under Sharon Moore.
Hashtag noticing. It's the craziest hashtag ever. Yeah, really easy to sit in a Zoom with a collared shirt on and say mean, nasty things about a program you can't affect.
That's a tough look 1 year out.
That is a tough look.
Yeah, that's bitterness.
That's a tough look.
But just like you got boys on the squad.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you hoping to get from that?
Right, right, exactly. Like, you know all the guys that are on that football team besides the freshmen. Anyway, regardless. It's like
those are still all your teammates.
Yeah, regardless of how things have gone for Michigan this year, these guys they're living, eating, and breathing it every single day. We're like, this is they're so zoomed into it. They believe they're going to win every single game by 50 points. But you know what? We need guys like Tuttle. We need them because right now it's little brother week. We've opened up at 13.5 point favorites versus Michigan State. Big statement game. Texted Sharon. I said, this is a game you're up by 21. You go for 2. This is one of those games.
It's time to cover.
Time to cover.
Time to cover.
Covered
time
this
to
week.
Be great.
Hey, covered this week. So that was nice. But overall, man, I was like a very uplifting Saturday. Awesome to have Willow there. It was a great time. You ready? Yeah,
look. All eyes on Northwestern. That was a bad game. That was a bad game against Minnesota. Hats off to Minnesota. They had an incredible – I'll obviously do the coach speak game plan, but they shoved it. They rode the boats up our asses in that second half. It was tough. I'm still healing from it. I started Friday morning. I weighed myself. I was 217. I got on the scale last night after the weekend was over. I'm 225. I've added 8 pounds. I've ate ice cream 4 days in a row. I'm currently still healing. But now we go to work. Now it's Monday. Now it's time to work.
Yeah.
Because the world doesn't give a fuck, dude. All the noise that was happening last week, it sucks. because people can be like, oh, this was definitely a distraction, everything. People are going to, the world's going to be as loud as ever around Nebraska. And we played a bad game. JP was talking like, why can't we look like some of these offenses going around? I just see some of these quarterbacks who have, some who have enough time to throw the ball around. I'm thinking, why can't our offensive line do that? But I'm not going to get in that just negativity mentality, because no matter what, you have to go back to work this week. You have to. We're playing Northwestern. We need to beat their ass, because again, I know that game was tough. You see Dylan after the game just taking all the accountability. Look, it starts with me. That was a tough game, and just all the players feeling pissed off about it. That sucked, because they went in before that week started, said, hey, we want to wear the all whites. We know we kind of have the curse, or we have a bad record. I want to say Raiola and the boys, they went in, hey, we want to wear the all whites. Got all the noise going on with Coach Rule throughout that entire week, and they wanted to right or wrong, and felt like this culture. Everybody talks about how the feeling around this team, it's just a different vibe. It's a different mentality. We were 3-1 in one-score games going into that game against Minnesota, and we had a very bad showing. And part of me, it's that little bit creeps in of being 5-2, and you're at that midway point. Is it, hopefully, like, this is like all hands on deck. You got to get this bad taste out of your mouth and put an ass whooping on Northwestern, because if not, it's like, fuck, man, is this about to, are we just going to be iffy throughout the rest of the season? I don't think we will. I think we have a good football team. We have to figure it out at the line of scrimmage. We can't let teams run the football as well as Minnesota was doing in that second half against us. And so it's just one of those ones. Like, I'm there with JP. I'm going to find every which way I can, turn over every stone, and will this team to victory this weekend against Northwestern, because it's got to be an ass whooping. This is a massive. How are you going to respond after a game like that for Nebraska?
Is this game home or away?
I believe it's home.
Is there a chance that we'll come? Oh, you have to go to Sleepy Hollow this weekend.
Yeah, I got to go support one of my best friends.
This is the perfect game for Will Compton to take a solo mission. Maybe just take Rue and go to Lincoln and just be boots on the ground.
Rue can't go to a game like that. That's where she'd see a different version of her old man. You know what I mean? But
this is Monday. This is what I call Mirror Monday. And this is what I hope is going on in South Carolina locker room, and I hope it's going on in Nebraska's locker room. When you show up and you go to put your pads on, you open up your locker, I want the coaches to put a mirror in there so every single player can look themselves in the eye and say, am I who I say I am, and am I becoming who I'm supposed to be?
I fucking love that.
If you can't answer that question, get out of the locker room.
It's fucking love that.
I just came up with that off top.
Did you really?
Get my piss hot, young man.
Hell yeah.
Mirror Monday.
Mirror Monday, bro. I'm with you, because it was tough. I went into halftime, and again, it's like, you see all the, people love to talk about and post about the negativity going on. But I'm like, all right, at the end of the day, we put ourselves in touch with situations, whether it was sacks or penalties, when we got into scoring position, took 3 points instead of 7. They did pop one long run on us. So I'm thinking to myself, they popped one play on us. It's 7-6. Do I wish we were up? That it was 14-7? Absolutely. But it's like, let's come out of the second half and let's go to work. And dude, Minnesota, just one play at a time, bro. We got one where Archie Wilson puts it on the 1 yard line. Eckler's fired up. We pin him back on the 1 yard line, and they go like 15, 17 plays, 99 yards, bro. And even when we could get out of the field and it was 4th and short and they go for it and we get a defensive pass interference, and you're just like, fuck, man. And then slowly but surely, I just started to have that feeling. I'm like, fuck, boys, we're running out of time here. Like, we got to start making some hay, and it just didn't happen. And hey, and by the way, that linebacker for Minnesota who had that A-gap blitz on my boy Emmett Johnson. Emmett didn't shy away from it. It just didn't go his way in that A-gap.
And that's when you pull up and be like, as a coach, you show Emmett Johnson that and be like, I know you don't want to see this clip, but you got to take a lot of pride in you putting your face in that. You're out. The guy's come with a head full of steam.
But he's got a neck roll on.
He outweighs you. He's got a neck roll on. No fair dodge, and this dude's coming right down the middle. And listen.
We got to find a way to have it.
Is that a linebacker play that I'm sure you dreamed about? And I'm sure a lot of linebackers dream about, yeah, but like everyone gets got.
That's one play I watch, and I'm like, nice rush by old boy right there.
Yeah, even while you're in mental hell.
Yeah.
Dave, listen, I was with Friday night with Dave while the game's taking place. I'm putting Willow to sleep. I come back out. Dave's like 2.5, 3 rum and Diet Cokes deep, and I caught him on the film. I was like secretly filming him, and he's like, we got to text Will. I'm like, Dave, I'm telling you right now, this is not the time. And I started to film him because I was going to tweet a little video of Dave, Minnesota. He's a Minnesota alumni. talking about, if nobody's ever watched football before, they'd be like, what's the big deal with this white and red team? Like saying all these things. I have the video and I'm like, I literally thought about you. And I was like, I can't do this to Will right now.
But it's your dad doing it.
I
know.
Where
it's funny. And I'm like, I'm wanting to fucking get Dave Lewan after that. But
because Dave was talking crazy.
He's
talking about Minnesota. I'm thinking, you guys haven't been good ever. What are you talking about?
They were good that night. I tweeted
that
it.
number 0, that defensive end, he's good now. That's a good defensive end for Minnesota.
I highly doubt any team in America beats Minnesota on Friday night. That Friday night, they looked good. They looked good. Even when they're getting coverage sacks, like they did a great job taking away basically everything we wanted to do. Hats off to them. Hats off to PJ Fleck. Hats off to the Minnesota Gophers. I was talking a little shit before that game started. You pushed it down my throat. And you guys know where my house is. Like, I thought about going and laying on the railroad tracks after the game.
Yeah.
I now understand the purchase more.
Yeah. I mean, Will, he said, if we lose, like, text me and make sure I'm good. If I don't respond, like, come to my house. I'm in Ann Arbor. I send you a text. Thoughts and prayers are with the Compton family. I love you. No response. I wake up Saturday morning. I'm thinking, is he gone? Is he with us still?
I took that as you patted me on the head.
At some point,
listen,
Will, hold on. At some point, dude, you've got to realize if it's not Michigan, Nebraska, I am rooting for you in Nebraska. At some point, that's got to change in your head a little bit. Because I'm not patting you on the head.
It can't.
Why?
I don't know. The same reason that when I did my video,
chip on the shoulder thing.
Same reason I did my video, and I'm like, I should be happy with the life that I have, but I'm not. Like, there's something that's just in my brain that I don't think I'll go that way.
Is there anything I can do for you to realize, and for the Nebraska players who watch this, who like basically called me a piece of shit before the Michigan-Nebraska game, not realizing I played football there, like, what can I do for you as your friend to where you know that I'm on your side? Is it not to talk to you at all about Nebraska other than on the show? Is it,
I don't know that answer. If I had that answer, I would try to communicate.
Is it possibly the competition taking place right now? I'm like truly trying to look at you in the eyes and say, hey, buddy, I'm rooting for you guys. Like, there's some fun things we have to do in the show, like Matt Rule to Penn State. Like, I got to bring that up because that is the show we have.
He's your friend. Will.
I'm your friend.
I know he is.
But he's like, I'm not patting you on the head. I'm not Dave Portnoy.
You patted me on the head.
I know there's times. Earlier today, I'm like, that play, we're talking about Cade McConnell. I'm like, that play that took place with 49, it's like, that's a good football play. You're like, what are you doing? Well, I got to do this.
You did have to bring that out of nowhere for zero reason.
Because it's football porn. The subject was football porn. I was like, it's similar to, and I'm not even trying to, but that's a similar play. You just said that's a great football play.
Yeah, but at that moment, you took out a pocket knife and slipped it in me. You know what I'm saying?
There's wounds that happen over the course of like being a Nebraska fan, a South Carolina fan, that it's like wounds heal, but scars don't. Like, the scar is there.
And I
tell you what, you are on a roll right now.
I get it.
That's what it is.
I get it. And I felt that when the whole Nebraska-Michigan thing took place this year. And then when you picked Nebraska and your meaning was, hey, I'm going to go roll with the home team. I know a piece of you was still thinking about South Carolina, Tennessee from a couple of years ago when I sat there and took Tennessee. I know that.
No, it has nothing to do with your decisions. It's the losses that we experience on our teams.
I understand.
Yeah, there's just moments Yeah.
I can't feel for you guys.
Analogy.
I can't feel for you guys because my school.
No, I'm saying you're not doing anything wrong. It has nothing to do with you. It's all here. It's all internal. It's all of the battles that we've been through.
Right, the battles you've been through. I'm over here with my sword and my shield saying, guys, I'm with you. Hey, Cocktober.
But we're like, it's too late. I already have too many cuts.
And I'm saying that's what therapy's for. That's what therapy's for. I can help both y'all.
But to go to therapy, the other person also has to want to go to therapy. I don't want to go to therapy.
Right.
I want to win.
So you want to sit there and every single fall from here on out, you want, when I talk about Nebraska, I'm like, man, I wish you guys got done. You're like, you fucking piece of shit. Pat me on the head again. It's like, no, bro, I'm literally thinking about you. Friday night after I put my child to sleep, I'm thinking to myself, I hope my best friend's okay.
I know, but there's things that you've said and done that just you can't take back.
Similar to, I can't wait for Michigan to fall. Like, I'm praying on your guys' downfall. I heard you said all those things too.
I think I said that one time.
You said it one time.
And it was when, again, I was bleeding. I was holding a knife. I was bleeding and I was still holding the knife. You, no matter what, you go to it. Say we go 7-5. You're gonna be, hey, beginning of the year, I was saying you guys should be happy about this.
That right there. To me, I'm still saying, like, listen, we're showing growth.
But if you're asking,
because you're saying you're the most unrealistic fan.
You're digging right now. You're digging.
No, I'm not digging. I'm telling the truth.
And again, you're not wanting to listen to me. You're not wanting to listen to me.
Okay, if you're talking about digging, it's because you're in the same position. I'm telling you guys, hey, if you go better, have a better record from last year, that's called getting better as a program.
So here's what's happening in those moments. You're asking how you can support me, and then you're also making your own decisions on how you think you support me. I'm not responding the way you want to. I'm trying to tell you, hey, here's how you support me, but you continue to do that bullshit where you pat me on the head.
I'm not patting you on the head, Will.
But you are, because I'm trying to tell you.
No, I'm not. That's your mental. I'm literally saying, hey, if you have a better record than the year before, then your team's gotten better. Yes or no? Is that fact?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But also, as you say that is fine that you sit in that chair and you say that, but don't come asking me, how can I support you when I'm trying to help you and you don't want to take it?
How do you want me to support you right now?
It's done. We're done. We ain't going to therapy. We ain't mending this
You're just
bridge.
gonna give up on our football family.
I'm going to know anytime it's like, hey, I love you. I'm thinking about the Compton tonight. And I'm just going to look and I'll be like, that motherfucker.
Dog.
We're done, dude.
I can't sit there. It's like you're sitting there and you're like 10-2, 11-1, Big Ten championship playoffs.
Taylor, listen to me. Can we not? Now, I get it. We just had a bad outing, right? But what, like, the rest of our resume right now, we're sitting in 5-2. You can't sit here and tell me that I shouldn't expect us to win out.
Let me stop you. Because
USC is going to be a tough game. I'm realistic about that.
Let me stop you, though. I agree with everything you're saying. I agree with that. Every game you have on your schedule is winnable. USC is the one you kind of put aside and you're like, I don't know about that one. I am with you. I think you guys can literally win out. 10-2 is still right in front of you. I agree. When we sat in the beginning of the year, your team has gotten better. And I said 7-5, you guys have gotten better. That's okay to say. I'm sitting here now in the middle of October, late October even, saying, Will, you guys can win out, and I believe you can. Now, listen to the words. Don't think about what I could possibly say to you. Okay, I'm saying the Nebraska Cornhuskers absolutely can go 10-2. Without a doubt.
Okay.
Full stop, end of sentence. There's no patting on the head. USC is going to be tough. Penn State? Yeah, I always had your number, but Iowa ain't a fucking ball club that should be able to hang out with Dylan Raiola. They don't got pass rushers that's going to get 9 sacks in a game. You guys can win that fucking game. I'm with you. He's your friend. 100%. He's your friend. 100%. What time is it?
Heart rate's at 102.
Because I know.
Hey, no, here's how it is. So, if I don't believe it's going to happen, but if we were happen to be 7-5,
right,
and I'm pissed off about Nebraska, you ain't going to sit there and say that's a positive year. You're going to understand that we should be pissed off about being 7-5.
Okay, let me finish everything I'm about to say before you speak. The beginning of the year, I 100% believed 7-5 is you guys have gotten better. And that is just the reality. The product I've seen from the Nebraska Cornhuskers at this point, what is the date today? October 20th.
10/20.
Okay. If you guys end up 7-5, it's a failure of a season at this point. Because you guys have put a great product in the field. Your running back is leading the Big Ten in rushing, even though the guy that was in first place didn't play last week. Your defense is a lot better. Raiola is a great quarterback. And if you can scheme up some things from a protection standpoint, if you go 7-5, that is a failure of a season. Absolutely. 10-2 needs to be the look. At worst, 9-3. There's no room for error at this point. There's no room for error. Now you can speak.
No, you're on the right track.
Now we go.
But listen.
I was waiting for any.
No, there's nothing else.
I was waiting for any butt in there, and I was going to be dead to me.
Yeah, exactly. And the intensity in your eyes, buddy. USC, I can't sit here looking in the eyes and be like, you're for sure going to win that game.
Look, there's things I need to see as well because I do think USC is a tough football team.
Right. But you guys got UCLA They got UCLA down the stretch. You got Northwestern this week, who just won 19-0 versus Purdue. Yep. You guys need to body bag Northwestern. You guys can body bag Northwestern. Iowa, yeah, they've had your number for what, the last 10 years?
Yeah.
They're 8-2 in the last 10 years? 9-1. This is the year we're flipping the script. This is the year we're flipping the script. Yeah. I am truly with you. So if the unthinkable happens in one of these games and I send you a text that says, I'm thinking about you, know that it's coming from a place of empathy and love, has nothing to do with patting you on the head. The pats on the head happen when Michigan's on the schedule. Michigan's no longer on the schedule. That game's gone. It's done. It's over with. It's in the past. I'm with you in the Huskers.
No, I hear you. I can't promise nothing on how I receive.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, you're much more in this world. I am sitting a couple rooms away right now, and I can hear the noise, but I'm not involved in the noise because it's not my team at the end of the day. If anything happens, I'll be there to support, and it's kind of like one of those things. I'll go to you, I'll see your emotional state, and I'll be like, this is where he wants to be. We can sit in silence with each other for a little bit. There's no more of that. We can get Matt ruled Penn State. That's a real thing we got to worry about as Nebraska fans.
Taylor.
Other than that,
appreciate y'all tuning.
I was ready right before you said that to say progress.
That was
buddy. No, that's also just real. Like, we have to have real conversations as well.
Taylor just reached in his pocket.
And
no,
it's still there.
No,
it is crazy.
Guys.
That you stabbed me again right after the end.
It's truly. Guys, it's just that's a fear we have to sit there and look at. But you want the pressure to get loud, you want the noise to get loud, great. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's part of the show where we have to talk about Nebraska. Well, that's one of the things happening in Nebraska, right?
Billy Napier to Nebraska is what that one.
That was fucking crazy.
That is insane. What's insane is you going to a different gambling site and quote tweeting it.
You gotta call that bullshit out. Another funny thing was Publix was on it.
Yeah, I saw that. Maybe want a pub sub.
All right.
Hey, fun show.
We feel better?
Yeah.
Okay,
fun show. Marcus Freeman coming up. If you guys are watching right now, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Leave comments throughout. We love you. We appreciate you. Big hugs, tiny kisses. Enjoy Marcus Freeman.
All right. We were going to interrupt this episode to bring you something that keeps us all safe. Our homes, our loved ones, the things we want most. Traditional security systems only take action if somebody's already broken in. By that time, it's too late. Simply Safe is setting a new standard in home security with Active Guard outdoor protection. Simply Safe's monitoring agents can help prevent break-ins before they happen. AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously, those agents see and talk to them in real time, activate spotlights, and even contact the police, helping to proactively deter threats before they can escalate into a crisis. Right now, you as the viewer, you can get 50% off your new Simply Safe system with professional monitoring and your first month free at simplysafe.com/bussin. Again, that's simplysafe.com/bussin. There is no safe like Simply Safe.
And we use it here.
And we also use it here. Klump wanted me to point out, I've said it a lot on the show. We use it also at our shop. We're also brought to you by Liquid IV. So a lot of traveling going on. We go to New York every Wednesday night. We're flying around. We're going places. You lose a lot of electrolytes that way. What do we use to keep ourselves hydrated so we can stay ahead of the chains during the season? That's Liquid IV. Just one stick of a 16-ounce water hydrates better than water alone. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. Just one stick of 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Powered by LIV Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and critically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 100 milligrams of natural caffeine plus 200 milligrams of L-theanine. Provides a balanced energy without the jitters. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. 8 essential vitamins and nutrients. Always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Don't let the grind drain you. Ditch the glitch with 0 sugar and 0 crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at liquidiv.com. Last thing I want to talk to you about before we jump back into the show is the True Classic, dude. True Classic, the Pima t-shirts. That is the shirt I'm wearing right now. Will talked about how much junk food he's been eating. Listen, the last 2 weeks, I've treated my body like an absolute sewer system. What do? I throw on one of these Pima t-shirts from True Classic. And all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can afford myself a little tasty treat because I feel pretty good looking in this t-shirt. You can find True Classic at Amazon and Costco, Sam's Club, and Target nationwide, or online at trueclassic.com/bussin. Look good, feel good, play good. Let's get back to this episode. Well, there was a situation. We streamed Alabama, Tennessee. Your game was also on during that. And after, I got dropped off by my wife and kids because I just got back from the Michigan game with my youngest daughter. And I hit Will with the, hey, you give me a ride home. Essentially, it was no. And then his pet peeve was friends that don't just get Ubers for themselves when they can afford to get Ubers for themselves. And my pet peeve was friends that don't go the extra mile for friends. I just want to know what your stance on that whole thing would
Time
probably
out.
be.
Coach Freeman here, he's got to have some more context. Taylor is notorious for not having a vehicle, asking for rides home. He knew that he wasn't going to have a ride home. And it was honestly the finish up of your guys' game against USC. And he waited until it was basically like 10:40 to start asking for rides home when he knew that everybody was going to be up in arms because he's out of the way to take home. And I'm thinking, bro, you're a grown man. You have the Uber app. Like you should just be asking for an Uber, because then when you say no, he like guilts you or tries to make you feel bad for
guilt
saying
is
no.
a little crazy.
And so I'm saying no, bro. Like that, you got to take an Uber home in that situation. You knew this was going to happen. If you would have asked me, like if you were coming in and it's like, hey, the Taylor's going to drop me off. I'm flying in from the Michigan game. Like, would you mind giving me a ride home after the stream? I'm positive that if you're asking me that, I would have been like, yeah, I can get you. But if you wait until the last thing, and then he's like walking to me, he's like, hey, Will, and I'm like, what's up, bro? He's like, can I get this ride home? And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not giving you a ride home.
That's fair. Actually, the way he just spelt it out, you don't even need to answer that question, Marcus. Let's get into it, huh? Shall we?
Yeah.
Dude, first off, we're going to give you another round of applause because that was an incredible win. A lot of people, the nation, after the way USC played against my beloved Michigan Wolverines, people were like, hey, we know USC's 9.5-point dogs against Notre Dame, but we could see them beating them. You guys rushed for over 300 yards in that game after going 0-2 to start the season. Like, talk about this game plan, rain, everything. Like, you guys took it, the adversity, and you just kept motoring through. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think going into it, you knew how talented of a team they were. Like, this is a talented football team. Obviously, you saw what they did with Michigan the week before, but we knew we were going to have to run the ball. Like, that was non-negotiable. We were going to have to run the ball. We knew there was going to be some weather. And our guys up front blocked, protected, did a really good job, and we were able to have some explosive gains. And then defensively, we were going to have to do two things. We're going to have to stop the run and make them one-dimensional because they've been able to throw and pass the ball for over 200 yards a game. And then we knew we were going to have to stop number 6. Like, he is one of the best wide receivers in the country. And so we had a plan to do those things. They got yards, but we didn't let them consistently run the ball on us, and we stopped number 6 from beating us. And, our guys battled, man. We said we had to make this one a bloody one. That's what we said going into the game. We're going to have to make this one a fight. And they're going to fight, but we're going to have to continue to throw punches, and our guys did a good job.
Coach Freeman, you are a defensive mind. Talk about how your defense has gotten better throughout the season. Obviously, you play a couple tough games at the top with Texas A&M and Miami. And the playoff, like all the speak of, these are clearly Miami and Texas A&M are good football teams. Clearly, they're toward the top. They're both in the top 10. So you can sit there and talk about, hey, we give up this many points, but it's against quality teams. But as a defensive mind yourself, when you're actually in the defensive rooms and you're challenging your defense to get better, how have you seen that progress throughout the season? Because you guys have been very opportunistic, especially in the second half, these last few games, getting as many interceptions as you guys have. Talk about how you guys have kind of challenged the defense, not seeing the game. Hey, yes, they are a good football team. They put up, whatever Miami and Texas A&M both scored, but you guys know in-house, like, we are a better football team than what we're showing.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, as you just stated, is you have to own the performance, right? And that if we make excuses and we say, here's what, there's two trains of thoughts. You could say, okay, we lost the first game by 3, lost the second game by 1, or you could say, no, we were 0-2. And we had to improve defensively, and our guys owned it, which I knew they would. They owned it. Our coaches owned it. And when you own it, now you can really have the capacity to understand there's answers. There's things we have to do to get better. But if we never own it and we start passing blame, then there's no capacity to understand we got to get better. And so that's what they did. We had to coach better. We had a couple young guys in new spots that had to improve, and part of that improvement takes experience. But we had to continue to create clarity amongst what we're asking our guys to do. And then they've been able to go out there and play with some velocity that it takes to improve on defense.
Talk to me about the growth of CJ Carr. He makes his first start against the University of Miami. You see flashes of like, oh, this kid can be very special. He starts as a starting quarterback going 0-2, and he seemed to be a guy that now is someone you can actually lean on when it comes to an offensive game plan standpoint. Talk about CJ Carr and how ridiculous it was that the University of Michigan didn't offer him because his grandfather was Lloyd Carr.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to even when we recruited him, for a kid that grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and has his last name and the legacy. For him to choose to go to Notre Dame, it tells you a lot about who he is. He is a unbelievable, talented quarterback, but he has this trait, competitiveness, leadership, that very few people have, and we probably put restraints around him the first half of game one, and then at halftime we said, okay, we got to let him run this offense and be the quarterback and let him let it fly with the ball. And now you've seen the growth, right? His ability to really see what defenses are doing, put our offense in the right position, run checks, pass checks, protections. He is got a high ceiling. And he is truly elevating with urgency is what I like to tell him. Like, you're getting better fast, and the challenge is continuously doing that, right? How do I continuously find ways to improve? But there's a lot of confidence in this program when you have CJ Carr as your quarterback.
Yeah, it honestly has been impressive. Hopefully he's not listening to this so he doesn't believe all the rat poison out there. But to that point of the first game, it's like, I remember I was favoring Notre Dame in the game, thinking it's going to be trenches, it's going to be run game, defense is going to show up. But when you watch that game, it's like a couple takeaways that I had. It's like, yo, this CJ Carr kid is honestly nice. Like, Miami did a good job shutting down the run, and just seeing how the offensive line, defensive line, how that game played out. I remember walking away being like, yo, I think this CJ Carr kid's going to be a dude, because correct me if I'm wrong, he was in basically a QB competition all the way up until the opener. I mean, do you know that you were going to have that out of him? Because you talked about game plan at first. Hey, first half, we kind of restricted him a little bit. It's like, hey, we're gonna need to open him up. What are the things, like the it factor that you were seeing that you knew you were probably going to get with him when you did take the training wheels off?
Yeah, I think as I look at the fall camp, and it was a great battle, right? Kenny Minchie is our backup quarterback that's ultra talented, and what you never saw one of the two quarterbacks do is just leave the other one, right? And just say, this is my position and I'm going to just be the guy. And each of them had a really good day, bad day, good day. And, I think at times he's such a competitor. When I talk about CJ, that he was competing with Kenny instead of competing with himself. And finally, when we made that decision to say, okay, hey, CJ's going to be the guy, you kind of saw this weight lifted off of his shoulders, and now he could truly focus on being the quarterback, not worrying about a competition. And now you could let him utilize his skill sets that he has. And so I think with any first-time starter, you want to be cautious on how much you put on his plate versus a good defense like Miami. But I remember at halftime, we just had that conversation, say, hey, let him make the calls, let him make the checks, and let him throw it if he feels like it's there. And hand it off if we need to get the ball to J Love or Jadarian, like give him the ball. But I knew we had to put more on his plate and let him lead and let him go.
I want to talk about the man, Marcus Freeman, for a second. You go to the university, the Ohio State University. You are hired internally after Brian Kelly leaves. 2 years ago, we were actually at the game, Notre Dame and Ohio State, where I believe you guys had 10 men on the field. Ryan Day, he's yelling at a fake Lou Holtz. He's not yelling at a fake Lou Holtz. A whole bunch of things are going on. And then fast forward to a year later, you're playing in the national championship against your alma mater. For you emotionally, what is it like when you see the Ohio State University and they're on the opposing sideline as a guy who used to play there?
Yeah, I think the first time, the first time I actually played Ohio State, I was defense coordinator at Cincinnati. And that was unique going into Ohio Stadium. First time I've been back, and probably since I played, or actually the year I GA'd there. And then my first true game as the head coach here in 2022, we played at Ohio State. And that probably was personally emotional. You're looking around. I mean, it's different. This is your first real game. I was the head coach of the bowl game, but this is the first game of the 22 season. And, you still don't know what you know. But then we play them again the following year at Notre Dame. And then we play them last year in the national championship. And then all of a sudden it becomes an opponent, right? There's not a Ohio State former player. It's like, okay, how do I lead this team that I'm in charge of leading to win a game versus a really talented team? And so I think the experience of the first 2 times I played Ohio State as a coordinator and as a head coach helped me understand, like, this isn't personal. This has nothing to do with where I went to school. This is personal for me to make sure I lead this team to be as well prepared for this opponent as I can.
Too, like, he was a player. So you can only imagine going up against your alma mater. Like, the first 2 times, it's probably insanely personal. Like, you want to, hey, I'm going to get these boys.
Right. We all have it. We all have that moment in our careers where it's like the main character syndrome kind of takes over a little bit. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to get these guys. And everyone knows I'm going to get these guys.
Like, if I'm walking into Husker Stadium, like, I'm wanting to, okay, I'm not their guy. Let me show them
why they should have probably made me their guy at one point. No, that's true.
Coach, man, I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, and it goes back to that video when you got introduced as the head coach, as somebody who absolutely loved my strength and conditioning coach, James Dobson at Nebraska, and being a defensive guy myself and love seeing defensive minds like as head coaches, like seeing that reaction from the players, that moment to where you were the guy. It's an energy that it's just like, you don't know unless you're just in there and you know. So from that moment, I've always rooted for you. Take me to when, now that you have 3 years of experience, what do you feel like you've learned as the head coach of a program like Notre Dame, especially from that moment to where even though BK left, it seemed like every player and everybody in that building was so damn fired up that you were going to be the face and you were going to be the guy leading the Irish.
Yeah, I mean, that's a moment that, obviously means a lot to me. I'll cherish forever. But I think now looking at this thing 3 years later, as you said, probably the thing I didn't know at that point that experience has taught me is be grateful for the pain, man. Like, nobody wants to lose. Nobody envisions losing. But I've learned the most personally, and I think our team and our program has, through the losses, through the pain. And I always tell our players, man, be grateful for the pain. We hate losing. Losing is terrible. But at the end of the day, be grateful for that pain, because that's where you do your most growth. And it's a reminder that the struggle has to occur to have success. And pain of losing helps with that. The pain of what you have to do to prepare each week, like our Tuesdays and Wednesdays have to be hard. And you have to be uncomfortable, because that's the only way to get better. It's the only way to grow. And so I think that's the one thing I wish that guy right there in 2021 would have known, like, you're going to have losses in your first 2 games, your first 3 games as a head coach, you're going to lose, but it's going to help you grow more than anything else. And so that's the thing I continue to remind myself is, now we can't keep losing, right? You can't continuously lose to grow, right? Now we have to understand, with success, how do we continue to intentionally do things that are uncomfortable that help us grow, because we can't continue to lose to say that's the only way that we're going to grow, right? You have to be uncomfortable. And those are the things you learn through experience.
With the new age of college football, it's so unique with the NIL stuff going on. The playoff is now 12. It was 4. If you're looking at Notre Dame, you're an independent school from a basketball standpoint, you're playing in the ACC, and then you lose these first 2 games, and it kind of seems like, okay, if they go 10-2, the logo is going to get them in. They'll probably be able to bounce it over a couple of people. Do you see a place where Notre Dame can find themselves in a Big Ten or in an ACC eventually, to where if those, stumble happens early in the season, you'll have the resume? Well, I have no doubt you guys will make the playoff if you win out, but there's no question mark of a resume if you go and, go 10-2.
Yeah, I mean the future of college athletics are always uncertain, right? And with private equity, with what's going to happen with these conferences, if there's a time that Notre Dame has to join a conference to ensure they can have the same opportunities to make the playoffs as everybody else, then I'm sure our administration will do it. Currently, the administration and myself and all of us feel confident that if we win the games we're supposed to win, we take care of the business we're supposed to take care of, then we have just as good of a chance to make the playoffs as anybody else. And so we're as well positioned right now as anybody, we feel. But we can never put our program at a disadvantage for postseason play because we're not in a conference. And if that's ever the case, I'm sure we'll join a conference.
How do you personally compartmentalize? Like, I feel like your name's starting to come up in conversations. You were the successor of Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. Brian Kelly, there's talks about him at LSU. Your name is starting to come into the fold with some of these big jobs. Obviously, you're currently at a big job. How do you personally compartmentalize, and how do you also, if that noise does get loud, like how are the conversations taking place, like with your team, or if you're feeling like a vibe? And it's like, how are you handling that with your football team?
Yeah, I think probably as I look at it this year compared to last year, maybe the impulsive thing would be to say, "Oh no, I'm not interested. I got a great job." And yeah, is that the case? Yes, but when I do hear a little bit of the noise, and I try to control the things I hear, but your people know how to text you or say certain things. It's a reminder of the gratitude that I have to have for the position this program's in. For the position I have, like that's what I reflect on, is that, man, first of all, your name wouldn't be mentioned if your program wasn't doing really good things. And the reason why we're doing really good things is because everybody in the program, right? It's not one person, right? I always tell our guys, like, outside of this building, they're always going to point the finger at one person when you have success and one person when you have failure. And it's usually the head coach or the quarterbacks, right? And so I know the reality is it takes us all. It takes every person in this program to have success. And so when you have that mentality, you understand, like, there's a gratitude to the program that I'm involved in and I'm a part of, but also the opportunity I have to be the head coach here, right? And in this position that I hold. And so that's, every time I hear something like that, I just remind myself of the gratitude that I have to be in this position, for sure.
I love that.
That is absolutely beautiful. Let's talk about that Texas A&M game. Last play of the game, it's very clear that the left guard held, right? Can we all agree on that at this point? Very clear that you guys probably should have walked away with that win. Obviously, just talking to you for a short time we've had, you seem like a guy that's going to compartmentalize. You're probably going to go into a closet, scream real quick, come back out.
You've been a player. You can't let the refs decide the football game.
Can't let the refs decide the football game. What does, are we sending that in the next week to the commissioner and be like, hey, buddy, we got to make this right somewhere, or one way or another, what we got to do here? Like, how does that take place for you as a head coach after the game?
Yeah, there's plays every week you send in that you send to the the head of ACC officials, and you say, hey, do you agree or disagree with this call? Now, that game, I think we had SEC officials, if I'm not mistaken. So the ACC probably would agree with a lot of things we say. Oh, yeah, those are SEC officials. We agreed they shouldn't have called it or should have called it. But that's just really just to get clarification on why a referee called something, what they called, or is that the right call or not. But I never, ever would allow our program to use that as a reason why we lost the game. You know that. Like, fair enough. So many plays within a game that we have to execute, that play wasn't the only reason we lost the game. It was a accumulation of many plays. But I just don't ever want our guys to make excuses. We gotta own the results, man. And that result was because we didn't play well enough consistently. Yeah. Right. We played well parts of that game, but not enough.
This isn't for you to comment on, but I just personally, whenever the line was 6.5 and whenever you guys missed the extra point, I just knew. I'm like, all right, something bad's about to happen here. I had Notre Dame. Like, he missed the extra point thing happen. I'm like, oh, fuck.
I think we all had Notre Dame in that game.
Yeah.
Something that you can comment on, because we're not going to put you in a spin zone of having to go around a sports gambling question. Dude, when I was at Michigan, every second or third game of the year, it would be Notre Dame. And it was such a beautiful rivalry. And after I left, I don't know how many years since we have played, can we talk to the AD at Notre Dame? Do I have to go talk to Michigan? We got to get that rivalry back in check. It's such a beautiful helmet game. Same architect, made both stadiums. Like, it's almost a religious experience. Would you be for Michigan Notre Dame again?
Oh, huge proponent. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I remember growing up watching Michigan play Notre Dame, right? And that is such a great rivalry. And you talk about two iconic programs. I would love to see that happen in the future. And I don't know if there's discussions. I don't know if it's on our future schedule. It might be. I think actually, now that you said that, Taylor, like, I think it is on our schedule in like 2030 or something like that. I always say I'll be alive then,
5 years.
Yeah. We have to get that back going.
That'd be awesome, because if you guys are going to play the Miamis, the A&Ms, like, if you're going to schedule big games, it's like, why not schedule a big game with some history behind it? It'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Coach, I want to have some fun. So what are some fun things that you do with the guys in the hard, monotonous parts of the season? Because, again, if I think back to the video where I'm fired up for you, it's like guys don't get juice like that. As a player too, like when you have a coach that you just ride for, they do something that makes the game fun, or the hard times fun. Maybe it's dances or something before a team meeting. Like, what are things that Coach Freeman does with this team to have fun or keep them on their toes? They think this is going to be a barn burner today, but I'm going to pull this out on them.
One of the things it just popped to my head, because we're going to have a team meeting here in about 5 minutes. And so I usually show Wiseman plays, right? I always say, we'll take plays from other teams, other games, that we have to be wise men. We have to learn from the mistakes of others. But every so often, there's plays or examples of us, our own guys, probably not being wise men. And
the boys are on them too.
Yeah, something pulled from an Instagram story or something like that.
Yeah, well, we got one. Well, I didn't know this, so I get a call from my wife last night, and she said, "Yeah, the boys, we have 3 kids, 3 boys, 12 and under," and she said they were doing something where they were thrusting the floor. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, I went up to the boys and said, "What are you guys doing?" They said, "This is the J Love celebration." She said, "Whoa, that's totally inappropriate." And so I had the clip sent to me, because I didn't even know this happened. And there he was celebrating
there he was
in the end zone. So I'm going to make sure that gets into our Wiseman plays today.
I love that.
TV. Yeah.
That is awesome.
You need to play that clip and then just have a still photo of your kids and be like, "This is who you're affecting." Like, we need to handle this business out here, all right? It takes a village to raise kids.
He's just going to sit there with the clicker too, just rewinding it over and over while all the boys are laughing.
Don't say nothing. Just let them laugh and then let them get real quiet.
Yeah,
Coach, we know you got to go to your team meeting. We really appreciate you coming on the show. We got to get you on this seat one day. Or maybe we come out to Notre Dame. I don't know.
Yeah,
but we got to keep this relationship rolling in a big way. Appreciate you. Give a round of applause for Marcus Freeman.
Thank you, Coach Freeman.
Coach.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
Appreciate
Love to
you.
host you here in South Bend.
Dude,
we'll
absolutely.
Be there. We will come.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.